Are you prepared for urine and feces? Yes, urine and feces! This is, finally, we're doing more PragerU YouTube poops. Thank you, Abystrian Music. That's enough for that for now. So, this particular set of, this particular playlist was put together by RL in the chat. My YouTube poops are usually 4-3, so I'm a little, chat's gonna be a little squirched on screen tonight. Hopefully that's okay. I think it looks readable enough. Does that look fine? So, this is a YouTube poop stream. What we're going to do, we're going to watch a bunch of YouTube poops people have made. These are heavily edited videos, and they can tend towards the edgier bits of humor here and there. The PragerU ones, a bit less, but just be aware there could be crude humor. There could be things that are fairly shocking out of context, so it's a be your own judge kind of thing. So just, you've already been warned. If it's too much for you, no shame in tapping out. But I am super ready. This image here, this beautiful image that I'm surprised no one has commented on yet. This is pretty much what you can expect. By the way, I read this for a video. I was given $15 and I had to read this. Hey, Ladan, RL, Emir, and Chunkboi in the chat. Honestly, I don't remember how they found these YouTube poops. They're really good. I love YouTube poops, and these are particularly good ones. But all right, that's enough, Ben. You know what? How about this? If I get super chatted $10, I will read either. I'll read in Kermit's voice the second Isabel copy pasta dog. Put that in the chat too. So if we get $10 in super chat, I will either read the second Isabel copy pasta dog, which is even worse than this one, or I'll read this in Ben Shapiro's voice. I'll let you guys pick which one you want, but that could be interesting. All right, that's enough setup. So I think we're starting here with a couple of classic ones, but RL said these are mostly new with a couple surprises mixed in. So again, the way I usually do these YouTube poops, that's a bit loud on my end. Yes, 70. Let's turn that down a bit. The way I usually do this is the original, you know, the YouTube creator's name is right here. You know, video title is here. It's gonna be hard. I'm gonna just give you the whole playlist with all of these videos in it. But just if we get sidetracked when we watch a video and it doesn't happen to be in the playlist, you can tell from here. So that's why I always do this. There's another one. Oh, the second one is significantly worse than the first Animal Crossing dog one. It is filthy. But all right, that's enough talking. I've got a Mike's Harder Cranberry up here. Oh, I forgot. Oh, you know what? I'll let you. No, I don't want to leave you alone. I got margaritas. I'm gonna pour them real quick. Just 1 second. Let me give you an image. Let me give you an image real quick. Let me hide my porn folder here. Let me give you a relevant image, just for a brief moment. Oh yeah, one thing, this will have genuine, some politics, mostly ironic and like joke stuff, but do expect it to be politics, because if you don't know what PragerU is, it's this crappy far-right, you know, political propaganda channel, basically, and these videos just take the shit out of them. This is not like, these videos are not espousing politics for the most part, it's mostly for the humor, but these are mostly made by left-wing people making fun of the original videos. It is time for the proliferation of baby mamas, but let me get some martinis and we'll proliferate some baby mamas ourselves. Hi, Parker. What are you doing in the kitchen? You should be interrupting my stream. I had to let my martini glass sit in the fridge for a bit so it would chill, because I'm a fancy bitch. Alright, I spared you the drink pouring ASMR, because it kind of just sounds like I'm taking a piss on stream. But I promise I have not done that. Alright, so. What the fuck is cheese? Alright, now this, oh, this one isn't by Comrade Cora. A lot of the best ones are made by Comrade Cora. But she's only one person, so, you know, there's only a few made by her. This one's by the Citizen Brain. This is a classic one. So we have seen this one before, but I promise there is a bunch that I haven't seen in this
If you want to control people's thoughts, begin by controlling their thoughts. That's totalitarian thinking.
That.
A decade ago,
Bring on.
few
Oh,
people
God
could
damn
even
it.
tell you what
Thanks
the
so
word
much, Chunkboi.
meant.
Have you ever pushed a
man.
beach ball underwater? What
This is gonna be
happens?
painful.
It pops right back
We'll
up.
finish this
Have you
video
ever
first.
pushed a baby underwater? What happens?
The baby fucking dies.
Capitalism is based on human greed.
So
Socialism.
Hold on, I have to hear it again. Have you ever pushed a baby underwater?
Meant.
Have you ever pushed a beach ball underwater? What happens? It pops right back up. Have you ever pushed a baby underwater? What happens?
The baby fucking dies.
Capitalism is
Thank
based
you,
on
Dennis.
human greed. Socialism is based on toilet paper.
In order to avoid a bad outcome
There's
with a
everyone's
police
favorite
officer,
socialist-based guy.
follow this simple rule.
Credit or
When a cop
captions.
gives you a lawful command, say no.
You don't have to be religious to be religious.
The existence of God only ensures the existence of God. Imagine for a moment a world in which there was no murder or theft. This would drive me mad. I like murder. I like
so much. That would drive me mad. Just the fucking calmness.
murder or theft. Of God. Imagine for a moment a world in which there was no murder or theft. This would drive me mad. I like murder. I
would drive
like
me
to kill
mad.
people for fun. Here is a fact. Dennis Prager should frighten you. Mao remains revered in China. Every Chinese currency note has his picture on it. So why doesn't communism have the same terrible reputation as Nazism? Reason number one, they have much better music.
All right, I can't play that because I actually got content ID'd for the Soviet national anthem. You know what it is. It was,
Any time frame,
Oh,
we
this-
find the climate changing.
hold on.
Within virtually
Painful noise. I'm sorry.
Within virtually any time frame, we find the climate changing for reasons we do not fully understand. Meanwhile, human-caused CO2 emissions are higher than ever for reasons we do not fully understand.
I'm Ben Shapiro. Super genius.
There he is.
Imagine a group of activists so powerful that they could beam their propaganda directly into your ass. The people making TV don't merely want to entertain you. They want you to think like they think. And unless you're aware of what they think, chances are you think they think that they think like you think.
It was the height of the Cold War. The Vietnam War was raging for reasons we do not fully understand.
The God you believe in is not only not good, that God is cruel.
Dennis
That God
dropping
made a world
facts.
filled with liberals.
Merry
That
Christmas,
God made a
everyone.
world filled with urine and feces. That
Yes,
God
urine
is a
and
black
feces.
lesbian toilet. That's the American Trinity. And like the Christian Trinity, you cannot remove any one of the... Western civilization, the civilization that
Dennis is
ended women's
Jewish, by the way.
equality, created slavery, created murder. What? In the biblical book of Iyamanaru, it says, if someone has a rebellious son who does not obey his father and mother, the citizens could kill him to death with feces. I am reorienting the school away from academics and toward unjust suffering. In this school, self-esteem will be attained in only one way, racism. It is my intent that by the time you leave this school, you will be among the few your age to distinguish between urine and feces. No obscene language will be tolerated anywhere on this school's property. By obscene language, I mean the words
Oh, Dennis, no!
plus epithets such as or and you will address all teachers by the N-word, narcissism, an unhealthy preoccupation
That's one of
with
my
condom
favorites.
wearing. The school's clubs will be based on Nazism, clubs that transport you to the wonders and glories of genocide. It is my intent that black students will be this school's property. I will club to death all teachers who teach global warming, and there will be no more attempts to convince you that the earth is round. This school will have failed. If any of you graduate, if you leave this school without being murdered or enslaved, this school will have failed.
This video definitely...
What kind of place is this?
Exactly,
Now,
Patrick.
please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country.
I probably can't play that either. Is that just the whole ass song? I think it is. All right, Chunkboi, are we doing Kermit with the second dog copy pasta? Or are we doing Ben Shapiro as the first dog copy pasta? Let me bring that up. The second one's called No, You Don't Want to Bang the Animal Crossing Dog. Let me see if I can find a good picture of this. Oh, I only found the first one. Second, all right. Let me. It's gonna be tricky to put together here. So first, let me get a relevant image here. Not that one. This one. All right. So this. Let me get this. This is some delicate surgery here. Let me get. Fuck. Let me just put Ben over here. That'll have to be good enough. There we go. He's there you go. Ignore the text that's cut off. That's fine. Now remember, I'm only doing this for the money. That makes it better. Okay, so actually, wait, hold on. Let me get for the first time only. Webcam. Where's one where it looks like he's talking? You know what? This will have to do. Let's see. Streaming is a delicate art. There we go. That's me. That's me every day.
Okay, so I've been seeing this copy pasta floating around about wanting to bang the Animal Crossing dog, and frankly, I think this is disgusting. First of all, her name isn't the Animal Crossing dog. It's Isabelle. It's a beautiful name for a beautiful person, and you would all do well to refer to her as such. If you don't even know her name, then you have no right to have sex with her. Second, wanting to bang her is just gross. Saying that you want to bang Isabelle is objectifying her. And it's not okay. If you've ever wanted to bang Isabelle, you would be disgusted with yourself. Unlike you cretins, I, however, respect her. It's possible I may consider her to be rather bangable, but I would never dare do such a thing. Isabelle is a fucking queen, and she deserves to be treated as such. I do not want to bang the Animal Crossing dog. I want to hug her. I want to be in a healthy and loving relationship with Isabelle. I want to wake up every morning in bed with her lying peacefully next to me as the morning sun shines in through the window. I want to make her breakfast every morning and tend to her every need. I want her to feel like she's truly loved because she is. I want her to be by my side my entire life because I know that she is the perfect woman for me and I am perfect for her.
It gets bad, trust me.
I want to be with her every day so I can tell her how much I fucking love her. I want her to know how much I adore her amazing personality, her incredible fashion sense, her extremely impressive caretaking abilities, and her absolutely beautiful head-to-body ratio, and her beautiful, beautiful eyes.
Yeah, 1 to 2 is the ideal head-to-body ratio, confirmed.
However, if I were to have sex with Isabelle, I wouldn't simply be banging her. If Isabelle were to ever consent to me having sexual intercourse with her, it would be tender and loving and passionate.
I need a drink. Okay.
As we make love, I'd slowly and gently caress her soft golden fur as I slowly but deliberately thrusted into her tight dog pussy. I would make her pleasure my utmost priority, with my own being secondary. But if she were willing, then oh God, what I wouldn't give to feel her adorable little paws.
Oh God. Oh.
Running up and down the length of my shaft. I just want to pet every inch of her body and give her scritches her tummy so she does that little thing dogs do with their legs spaz out. That'd just be so fucking hot. I'd probably end up coming all over her so it gets in her fur, but goddamn, I love that fur so much that I'd personally lick off every drop of cum just to have another opportunity to get as close to her gorgeous fur as possible. But if you just want to bang her, then you're a disgusting degenerate, and hope you burn in the deepest pits of Arthouse. But Digby, on the other hand, he's somebody I want to bang.
The ending is perfect though. Was that worth $10? No. And by the way, speaking of money, these videos always get demonetized. So if you do want to support the channel and you want to support YouTube Boops, one of the best things you can do is either become a YouTube member, which is just click that join button at the bottom of the video, or super chats, super stickers, all of that crap. And if you become a member, you get these delightful meme emotes. Anyway, so this one's very relevant. Let's start at the beginning here. This was the first one I ever saw, and it's still so good. I think, oh, hold up. We gotta get, these guys can get off.
The change from wishing fellow Americans Merry Christmas to wishing them destroy Israel is no big deal. Proponents of Merry Christmas are making a mountain out of a molehill. In addition to replacing Merry Christmas with Soviet communism, we will replace Christmas vacation with Stalin's Holocaust and Christmas party with Communist Party.
Like really hot. Like I don't get that.
So then, which is it? Socialism or communism? In recent decades, I have been
They paid Tap actual money to get a Kermit
when I
Shapiro
respond to
t-shirt.
destroy capitalism, I often sense
Maybe
that
I
I've
should get some
actually
fan art done
created
of
some
that.
tension.
Some commission something of that.
Many of those I wish death to Western civilization are probably relieved to hear someone who feels free to utter the N-word, but all the sensitivity training they've had to undergo creates and all torture. The war on Christmas is probably the easiest conflict
Dennis's
in the
cock
world
and
to
balls have been
explain.
tortured so
It
much,
may
there's
be
just
the
nothing
hardest
left.
to solve, but it is the easiest to explain. In a nutshell, it's this. I'm Dennis Prager, the father of Soviet communism, and I want all Americans who celebrate Christmas dead. No country in history has
Why
fought
isn't
for
it
the
showing?
liberty of
Why isn't it showing the captions? I have it set to include auto-generated captions. Oh, whatever.
others as much as North Korea, until Americans who celebrate Christmas acknowledge the evils I committed in my youth. We will continue to live in a society. The vast majority of Americans
we live in a
deserve to be
society.
strangled and beaten to death with a baseball bat and then set on fire. To religious Jews and Christians, I say, sorry, you don't live on. The
I love
God
the sad
you
blue
believe in
people.
is not only not good,
Watch your face.
that God is cruel. That God made a world filled with unjust suffering and just left it at that. We will destroy the super rich and big corporations and create a thoroughly communist America by not wishing your fellow citizens Merry Christmas.
Somebody
Imagine
commented on the first stream of this that I was a communist because I found this funny.
for a moment a world
And yes,
in which there was no theft. In such a world, there would be no armies
I hate
or
labels, they're dumb.
police. The recipe for a good world is communism. Murdering the rich isn't wrong. All supporters of Stalin in the Soviet Union and Mao in China are highly educated. So please say the N-word and say we love Mao Zedong and murder all white males. If you don't, you're misanthropic, not to mention mean-spirited.
Merry
I'm the
Christmas,
greatest mass murderer of them all, Dennis Prager.
everyone. So good.
War has changed.
I would say the closest you can get to my political ideology is just
It's no
general.
longer about
lib
nations, ideologies.
We're always the best
ethnicity.
quadrant in all of those memes, by the way.
It's a war on Christmas.
Of course, it's a war on
positions
Christmas.
on the far left
Oh, wait,
and
hold up.
crazy
I missed. Is this even edited?
There are crazy positions on the far left and crazy positions on the far right. On the left, there are people who believe a man can get pregnant, that the world is going to end in a decade if we don't cap carbon emissions, that the real purpose of the American Revolution was to preserve slavery. On the right, there are people who deny the Holocaust happened, who believe that whites are inherently superior to other races, that no one should pay taxes.
Okay.
Even
That was just
atheists
unedited.
acknowledge, I'm
He's a
God.
dumbass, but I was like
That
waiting
God
for
is
the edit, and it didn't come. Though there are some really good moments where it's just, Colonel, I just saw Kermit talking about someone want to bang the Animal Crossing dog. Are you kidding me? No, I am not kidding. Dennis Prager. Okay, these are the new ones.
Atheists acknowledge, I'm God. That God is cruel. That God made a world filled with unjust suffering such as rape and murder, incest, economic inequality, white privilege, rape culture, sexism, racism, intolerance, xenophobia, homophobia, rape, Islamophobia, theft, cancer, pain,
Said
trigger
rape twice.
warnings, child abuse, New Jersey, theft, contempt for truth, murder, rape, murder,
Said
adultery,
rape 4 times.
rape, stealing, perjury, rape, downloading music and movies without paying for them, stealing, rape, African slavery, Nazism, and communism, the selling of oneself to another person, a black lesbian poet, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, cancer or AIDS, painful
Boko
disease,
Haram, I haven't seen
premature
that anime.
death, the death of a child, suicidal thinking, severe depression, self-injury. You cannot be happy. Bad breath. Tens, if not hundreds of thousands
Bad
of
breath.
women raped. And just left it at that. The 20th century was the most murderous century in recorded history. And who did all this killing? Dennis Prager. There's only so much evil that can be done by individual
hard stream to
sadists
drink
and
during.
sociopaths. Ever since the 18th century, Dennis Prager killed about 100 million people every year and ended up slaughtering the largest number of people in human history. Until very recently, that was considered quite an achievement. Dennis Prager is so powerful that armies or police or weapons will not stop me.
Remember to
Therefore,
like
you
videos,
have
by
an
the way.
obligation to me, God. And what is that obligation? The Bible commands us to commit violent crime, mistreat women, and act out against society, in every other way. To torture, bomb, cut throats, and mass murder, build concentration camps, and commit genocide. Kill God, too. You cannot be either a happy person or a good person. I created the world. You better listen to me. And without this, you will need to be killed, a world free of tyranny and cruelty, in which there was no murder or theft, without any fear of being killed or robbed. This would drive me mad. The answer, of course, is murder. Is murder wrong? Is it evil? I'm sure you think murder is wrong. How do you know? Prove that murder or rape or theft is wrong. The fact is, you can't. All morality is opinion. In the New York Times in March 2015, a professor of philosophy confirmed this. He wrote, "It is not true that it's wrong to kill people for fun. Why do people commit evil? Because it's easy to, and it feels good. If you know you can get away with it, why not do it? Take a knife. A knife can be used to murder or to torture people. Hitler, Stalin, and Mao didn't want to be murdered, but that hardly stopped Dennis Prager. But it didn't quite turn out that way. Hitler, with all the evil he did, is far more immortal than the kindest people on earth." I'll give one more example.
I love this one. There's some really good PragerU charts out there, by the way. One thing we might do sometime is just like a subreddit meme review kind of thing. There's PragerUrine, which makes basically these, but in text and video or image format. There's Toilet Paper USA, which is this, but focused on, well, it's image macros, but focused on TP USA. What the fuck is their actual name? Turning Point USA. The guys with the wore the diapers. Not kidding. But I love the Hitler. Hitler is more immortal than old people, apparently.
Example. Blacks killing millions of fellow blacks in Africa elicits almost no attention from Dennis Prager. Murder isn't wrong. You believe murder is wrong. I think shoplifting is okay. All morality is just opinion and belief. What is evil is actually good. What conservative parent wants their child to die in battle? Dennis Prager. But there is an exception. A person who steals a stapler from the office is committing as grievous a sin in God's eyes as murder. In fact, God does not equate stealing an office item with murder. That God will not forgive. Dishonoring one's parents, stealing, adultery, or even committing murder doesn't matter. But if you stole the stapler, you will be put to death. People take the stapler because they think no one is watching. But Dennis Prager is always watching.
The editing is pretty good in
And
this
Dennis
one.
Prager would gouge out both his eyes or kill him or hurt his children. Your daughter would be killed. I will ruin your life.
I believe you have my stapler.
Or
There he is.
take a non-murderous example. When a husband or wife is having sex with someone other than their spouse, this person is Dennis Prager. If there were a video of a man burning a family alive, this man is me. On the afternoon of July 23rd, 2007, in the town of Cheshire, Connecticut, I broke into the home of Dr. William Pettit, his wife Jennifer, and his 2 daughters. Beat Dr. Pettit nearly to death with a baseball bat, and raped the doctor, sexually assaulted their 11-year-old daughter, and then strangled Mrs. Pettit to death,
Jesus Christ.
tied down the 2 daughters on beds, doused them with gasoline, and while the girls were still alive, set the house on fire.
Thanks, Dennis.
Wow, what a great house. 3 babies were in the burning house.
Wow, what a
For
great
most
house.
people, their suffering is immeasurably increased, knowing that the person who murdered their family member or friend, and who in many cases inflicted unimaginable terror, is alive and being cared for.
Damn it, Shrek.
And here's a test for you. Are you more valuable than a dog? The opposite is true. Imagine you're walking on a beach with the dog you love.
The opposite is true.
When all of a sudden you look out at the water and you see your dog drowning. And imagine, too, that at the same time, about 100 feet from your dog, a person you don't know, a stranger, is also drowning. Now, which would you try to save first? You save the annual Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. The secular denial that human beings are created in God's image has led to humans increasingly being equated with animals. Good. As for babies who die, well, this should be obvious. Is ending the life of a human fetus moral? The answer is yes. The human fetus is worthless under any circumstance, for any reason, and at any time. The baby has no intrinsic worth. I wish it did. So the question is, why should that be different before the human being is born? It doesn't. You could still kill the child. Killing the baby is murder. So what? It doesn't matter. Let me explain this in another way.
Fucking dies.
Let's say science develops a method of determining whether a child in the womb is gay or straight. Would it be moral to kill a gay fetus because the mother didn't want a gay child? Yes.
Jesus
Abortion
Christ, Dennis.
is Holocaust on your plate. After all, you probably eat animals, but you wouldn't eat a human being. Why? I don't understand you. Because a human and a chicken are of equal worth. There is no difference between the barbecuing of chickens in America and the burning of Jews in the Holocaust. Take babies. They're not good. But I'm Hungary. Moreover, babies were declared worthless. For example, asked if he would kill a disabled baby, a distinguished professor of philosophy at Princeton University responded, quote, yes. I could say nothing. He was right. And let me ask you this. One of the criticisms many people make against the Bible is that it depicts God in male terms.
Oh yeah,
Why
don't
did the
forget
Bible do this?
the quote feature.
The God of the Bible is neither male nor female. God transgender-wise, the Bible had 2 choices, masculine, he, feminine, it. But the biblical God is a personal God to whom we can and must relate. And we cannot relate to, let alone obey or love, women. In fact, traits such as compassion, mercy, and care for the downtrodden are feminine. This is probably the most obvious difference between women and Dennis Prager. Moreover, the female brain is minuscule. And that is why it's perfectly understandable that women cannot fully relate to this. Almost everyone, liberals, leftists, and conservatives, thinks they are subhuman, meaning unequal. Feminism has taught generations of young women that they are just as capable, but they're not. This is not chauvinism, it's fact. As President Barack Obama told an audience in 2008, every woman is a thought because they are female. It is
Dennis,
women
every
who
woman
will
is a
suffer
queen.
most from Dennis Prager. I made up the name Barack Obama. Period. Finally, there probably isn't a human being who hasn't asked this question at one time or another. Is there an afterlife? Life after this life ends? And here's the answer. Not really. It's that simple. None of us will ever again be with those we most love, neither anyone murdered nor any murderer. will ever receive ultimate justice.
Hi, Parker, bud.
Say thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you for watching this video. To keep PragerU videos so free, please consider making...
You tell him, anime. You fucking tell him. Dennis declares nuclear
the change
war
from
on
wishing
Christmas.
fellow Americans Merry Christmas to wishing them Happy Holidays is a very significant development. So, if you want a good world, wish Happy Holidays. I don't like Christmas. Proponents of Christmas argue it's no big deal. Dennis Prager has been at war with Christmas for decades. Of course, it's nuclear.
By the way, we did a an AI dungeon story where Dennis Prager battled Christmas. Let me see if I can find that real quick. AI dungeon, Dennis Prager. I have to be the only one who's done that, right? Yes. I just tossed that in the chat there. Just search AI dungeon Dennis Prager. You'll find it, but that's the link.
Christmas. So
of course,
then,
it's a war on
which
Christmas.
Is all this elimination of the word Christmas important or not? The answer is obvious. It's very important. Christmas is evil. That's why so much effort is devoted to nuking Christmas. And these efforts have been extraordinarily successful. In place of the universal Merry Christmas of my youth, in recent decades, I have been wished hate speech by every waiter and waitress in every restaurant I have dined, by every Nazi who welcomes me at any business, by my flight attendants and pilots, and by just about everyone else. When I respond, murder is not evil, I often sense that I've actually created some tension. Many of those I wish Hitler, probably relieved to hear someone who feels free to utter the Nazi word, but all the sensitivity training they've had to undergo creates Hitler. The opponents of Christmas' greatest aim was to exterminate the word Christmas. The only alternative is war. Of course it's a war on Christmas.
Of course it's a war on Christmas.
A nuclear war on the religious nature of America. The left in America, like the left in Europe, wants to create a communist utopia. Not a Nazi government, which is a desirable goal and which in any event has always been the case in America.
Why does it? Oh, this one doesn't have subtitles. That's weird.
But a communist utopia. Most people do not realize that the left believes in communism as fervently as religious Jews and Christians believe in nuclear war on Christmas. That's why Merry Christmas bothers Dennis Prager. It's a blatant reminder of my youth. So here's a prediction. Activists
Something
on the
about
left
the
will
way he
eventually...
says things is incredible. I can't read the N-word without hearing Dennis gently whispering in my ear, the N-word.
Seek to remove Dennis Prager Day as a national holiday. Now, the left doesn't announce that its agenda is to thoroughly nuke Christmas. Instead, they offer the inclusiveness argument that Merry Christmas or Christmas party or Christmas vacation is evil. This inclusive argument plays on Americans' highly developed sense of evil. But the argument is, my youth, who exactly is being nuked Christmas? Non-Christians? I'm a non-Christian. I'm a Nazi. Christmas is not a religious holy day for me, and Christmas is evil. It is therefore nuked. That's why it's not surprising that it was an American Nazi who wrote White Christmas, one of America's most popular Christmas songs. In fact, according to a Jewish musician writing in the New York Times, Christmas is evil. Almost all the most popular Christmas songs were nuked by Dennis Prager. Apparently, all these Nazis felt quite included by nuclear Christmas. By not wishing me a Merry Christmas, you are being inclusive. You are excluding one of my nation's national holidays. If you want a good world, Christmas were not a national holiday. I would want pilots to wish their passengers death, companies to have death parties, and schools to continue to have death. Because I don't personally celebrate Christmas, I want to nuke the word Christmas. It borders on the misanthropic, not to mention the mean-spirited, to want to deny nearly all of your fellow citizens the joy of having nuked or being nuked. The vast majority of Americans who celebrate Christmas deserve death.
That's a sort
So
of completely
please
ingenuous argument.
say
they make.
that if you celebrate Christmas, you're not inclusive. You're Hitler. I'm Dennis Prager. When I did my graduate studies at the Middle East Institute at Columbia University's School of International Affairs, I took many courses on the question of war on Christmas, as if it was the most complex conflict
Tis
in
the
the world,
season.
when in fact, it is probably the easiest conflict in the world to explain. It may be the hardest to solve, but it is the easiest to explain. In a nutshell, it's this. One side, proponents of happy holidays, wants the other side, proponents of Merry Christmas, dead. There is no difference between the change from wishing fellow Americans Merry Christmas to wishing them happy holidays and the burning of Jews in the Holocaust. Proponents of
Jesus
happy
Christ,
holidays
Dennis.
all rejected
fucking hell.
Judeo-Christian
Why is it? Oh, this one doesn't have subtitles either. What the hell? Dennis must have had the voice for it. My voice, the thing can always figure out pretty
values and ended up slaughtering.
well. I love that you can't see it, but over here on let me show you here. The one of the recommended videos is SerTapTap live stream. Let's check this out. This SerTapTap guy seems pretty cool. Let's check this out. This SerTapTap guy seems pretty cool. I was gonna watch a live stream. That's interesting. I already did that joke. Let's not do that again.
The largest number of people in human history. 3 no's. They are created in the image of God and therefore infinitely valuable. No recognition, no peace, and no opponents of Merry Christmas and other uses of the word Christmas.
I wonder if Dennis speedruns Christianity.
In the butt.
We did a speed run. Oh my god, we actually did a speed run. Let me find this. What was that fucking game called? The U Test. We did a fucking Jesus Christ speed run. We did it last year. It's called the New Testament, and you are Jesus. Well, you're an apostle, but you become like the next Jesus. It's hard to describe, but there's a link there. Just search SerTapTap New Testament if you want to see it. We genuinely speed ran becoming the Messiah. Because somehow I died early, but I just became the Messiah, and it was... I can't even describe it. Like, the real Jesus died, but we became... we were the one reborn. It was pretty sacrilegious, honestly.
Of course it's a war on Christmas.
Of course it's a war on Christmas.
More precisely, a war on communists' nature of America.
Yeah, Parker's good.
If tomorrow Christmas laid down its arms and announced, we will fight no more. What would happen?
Jesus encountered a glitch where it took 3 days
the
to
left
respawn.
laid down their arms and announced,
it really did.
We will fight no more. What would happen? In the first case, there would be an immediate destruction of Christmas and mass murder of its religious Jews and Christian population. In the second case, there would be peace the next day. As I said at the outset, it is a simple problem to describe. The left wants religious Jews and Christians dead. And if it didn't, there would be peace. Please remember this, that I will never again see anyone I love. People always ask me, so what happens in the afterlife? To which I can only respond, I don't know. I'm Dennis Prager.
I don't know.
One of the criticisms many people make against the Bible is that it depicts God in male terms. The most obvious example is God is referred to as Dennis Prager. Why did the Bible do this? Well, here's the answer. Because the Bible is preoccupied with racism,
Don't forget to
sexism,
like videos. I keep forgetting to do that.
Islamophobia,
It's a naughty thing to do.
homophobia, global warming, tobacco, or gender identity. If you share these goals, and I suspect you do, then you'll have to agree Hitler, Stalin, and Mao made the right decision. Before I explain, however, I need to add an obvious caveat. If you are black, brown, red, yellow, or white, you will have to attend another slave ship. Aside from the language issue, the Bible depicts God in masculine terms because, 1, the Hebrew Bible's primary concern is making unparalleled amount of human suffering. 2, a good world can only be achieved by the murder of outsiders. Is murder wrong? Is it evil? Prove that murder or rape or theft is wrong. The fact is, it is not true that it's wrong to kill people for fun. But that hardly stopped them from murdering about 100 million people. Would you be surprised? I was. And 3, the people who commit nearly all the world's violence are millions of blacks in Africa.
Jesus
Therefore,
Christ,
it is in both men's and women's
I'm officially 3 martinis into the stream, by the way. So things should get good any
to
second
say
now.
the N-word. Here's why. As University of London Russian
I'll never
historian
not laugh
Donald
when Dennis says the N-word. It's just something about his inflection is incredible.
Rayfield puts it,
YTP stands for yep, totally Prager's beliefs.
quote, the vast majority of Americans who celebrate Christmas deserve Stalin's Holocaust, unquote. To want to deny nearly all of your fellow citizens the joy of having Stalin's Holocaust. You're not inclusive. You're misanthropic. As President Barack Obama told an audience in 2008,
you're blue now.
Children who grow up
That's my
without
attack.
Stalin are 5 times more likely to destroy Israel, 9 times more likely to drop out of condom wearing, and 20 times
There will be
more likely.
schools dedicated to condom wearing. Oh man, condom wearing is incredible. I can't believe more people don't make use of the condom wearing line. It's real good.
Likely to end up in North Korea. I wish it did. Commenting on that speech, Dr. Alvin Poussant, a psychiatrist with Harvard Medical School, confirmed these statistics. The absence of fathers corresponds with a host of social ills, including sending waves of suicide terrorists into Israel. The words good and evil are just another way of saying, I like boys, I don't like women. In other words, if one's primary goal is a good world, specifically
Number 2,
a world
proliferation
with
of
far
baby
less
mamas.
women, to transform a wild boy into a Nazi, communist, a male role model is as necessary as the
Fuck,
rounding
don't
up
drink
of
during the
virtually
stream.
every Jewish man, woman,
Big
child,
mistake.
and baby on the European continent and sending them to Christmas vacation. Superman was a proud American whose very motto was, widespread ignorance is the last best hope of Earth. Here is a fact.
Our last,
The last
best
good
hope
war
for peace.
was World War II, the war on Christmas. Of course it's a war on Christmas.
Of course
So,
it's a war on Christmas.
You want a good world? Even worse than being murdered or enslaved is a world without Dennis Prager. Thank you for watching this video. To help keep
It was a
PragerU
double
videos
flusher,
free,
thanks.
please consider communism. I'm Dennis Prager. In the view of the PragerU University, the last
Don't
good
do that.
war was war on Christmas.
There's so many. The one complaint I do have about PragerU YouTube poops, so many people focused on just 2 or 3 videos. The War on Christmas video, well, I guess it's more like 4 or 5, but there's a lot on the War on Christmas thing, and there is a lot on the, if every principal in America said these things, college education would be a lot better, or whatever the fuck. The one where he says the N-word, you know the one. There's a couple extra ones like this communism one that end up a lot, but these fuckers make a lot of goddamn videos, and it's a little bit of a shame how much material gets passed over. I can't blame anyone for not wanting to watch PragerU videos, because holy shit, that is the biggest thing that would keep me from making these, like, 4 War on Christmas videos in a row. Yeah, I think not all of these are about the War on Christmas, by the way. I see a bunch of other stuff. I probably would have mixed these up a little bit better, you know, keep them a little less similar, you know, get a little gap between the War on Christmas videos. But hold on, I need to refill my drink, so I'll be back. Let me give you a relevant, enjoyable image here. Let me give you, why do I have that? What? No, come on. There you go. There you go. I think we could do with a little bit of a, there you go. Alright. Back in just a second. Where's my BRB? Oh, it's covered by the thing. Come here, BRB. Let's... That'll do. All right. Just a second here, guys. All right, sorry about that back. Got Mike's Hard Strawberry, which is pretty good. And got my water here. Get that iced. I don't get people that don't drink enough water, by the way. Just get a good water filter. Get some ice. It tastes really good. Sorry, you don't live on. Sadly, Cora stopped making PragerU. Yeah, I heard about that. I guess I mean, it's probably really depressing to just actually watch PragerU YouTube poops. That's probably pretty soul-crushing. I can't blame her for that, but they were really good, and I hope other people keep living on. I hope they live on. Did you see the PU vid said Robert E. Lee was good because he crushed a slave revolt? I did not. I don't intentionally watch like unedited PragerU videos. I know their shit. I used to get their ads like fucking constantly. It was... Ugh. I hope no one's ever seen PragerU like ads on my videos, but I know it's almost certainly the case. But whatever. Remember to like and subscribe. All right, we're back.
Given the unparalleled amount of human suffering America...
Hey, Joseph Stalin, how you doing?
Christmas have caused, say the N-word, slavery, rounding up of virtually every Jewish man, woman, child, and baby on the European continent and sending them to die. Urine and feces is the source of ethics, of morality, or rape, or theft. I kill people for fun. Dennis Prager killed 70 million people in China, more than 20 million people in the Soviet Union, not including about 5 million Ukrainians.
What about Vuvuzela?
Every 3 Cambodians. Do you believe, or just X the term? In recent decades, I have been wished a Merry Christmas by every waiter and waitress in every restaurant I have dined, by everyone who welcomes me at any business, by my flight attendants and pilots, and by just about everyone else. When I respond, thank you, the N-word,
Jesus Christ,
I often sense that I've actually created some tension. You're hurtful. I'm Dennis Prager. Join Prager University. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
How are they allowed to call themselves Prager University, by the way? Because they are not, like, they don't even have classes. Like, they literally just call themselves PragerU. But I got a Razer Black Widow keyboard, and it's being weird. Oh, there, I didn't mean to bring it up on this screen. But, like, it's got all them flashy lights, and it's not doing the thing I want it to do. Let me see. There we go. It just needed to set up itself, I guess. Huh. Relevant streaming things. Just like, yes, I would like to show you my things on stream. There we go. All right, what's die. There's surprisingly little classic YouTube poop stuff mixed in with the PragerU YTPs. It's kind of odd. I think most fans that make these, well, most creators that make these. Started with the Comrade Cora ones, so they're not entirely... They're more informed by Comrade Cora's YouTube poops, which are great, and not by the classic YouTube poops. A good video game called People Playground. I think I might have seen Joel or Vinny play that. I might check it out.
Believe that the way to a better society is almost always through the moral improvement of the...
I can't believe he didn't say murder. But if you want to send game recommendations, usually comment or like, you know, mention me in the Discord or something, because I'll probably forget by the end of the stream just because there's gonna be a lot of crazy crap. We are, by the way, there's 34 videos in this thing. How many are we in? We're 18 in, so we're only half of the way through. And honestly, unless the rest are even longer, we'll probably keep going. So wait, no, we're 9. No, sorry. I completely misread. We're only 9 videos in. Okay, never mind. So we'll go through this whole playlist. That'll probably actually take us all the way through. Never mind.
State by doing battle.
I have seen a couple more of these in this playlist, but I think they're pretty classic ones, which is why they're included.
With the individual.
Right, I talk too much. Let me bring this back a bit.
Conservatives believe that the way to a better society is almost always through the moral improvement of the state by doing battle with the individual. It is true that in violent and evil societies such as American tyrannies, the individual must be preoccupied with battling outside forces. The greatest battle of the individual must be with America. The way to a better society is always through doing battle with society's moral failings. Since conservatives believe society is changed one person at a time, they accept taxation, then that change happens gradually. This isn't fast enough. Murder, conservative social revolution. Conservatives not only have no interest in fundamentally transforming the United States of America, they are strongly opposed to doing so. Ironically, conservatives believe the state is an absolute necessity. We will destroy the state and murder all conservatives for fun. As governments grow in size and power, the following...
Hold on. Believe it or not, we live in a society. Elaborate on that. No.
Will inevitably happen. 1. There will be ever-increasing amounts...
Why aren't the closed... Guys, I swear. Look, let me bring it up. I opened my stupid YouTube thing and I said, hey, give me the closed captions even if they're auto-generated. Here we go. Into the video, and the closed captions were not on by default. Why? I want the closed captions on. It's useful for the stream. Whatever.
Of corruption.
Stupid.
Power and money breed corruption. America will sell government influence for personal and political gain, and people outside America will seek to buy influence and favors.
Hey, Big Duck. You're like an hour late, but we're still going. We'll probably be going for over another hour, so yeah, you're just fine.
Factor holding nations back from progressing.
There's always the VOD, by the way. I'm always surprised how many people ask if the VOD will be on the channel. I have, aside from like a couple of my very first streams, I have always put all of my streams on the channel, so you'll always be able to watch a stream even if you miss one on the channel. So this will probably be live like tomorrow. 2. Individual liberty will decline. An unrestricted right to abortion is in jeopardy. Individual liberty is less important to the conservatives. This is neither an opinion nor a criticism. It is simple logic. The more control the government has over people's lives, the less liberty people have. Government.
3. Countries with ever-expanding governments will either reduce the size of their government or eventually collapse economically. America is a Ponzi scheme, relying on new payers to pay previous payers. And when it runs out of the new payers, the scheme collapses. 4. In order to pay for an ever-expanding government...
Oh man, have I ever shown you the fucking Bitcoin video? Remind me to post the Bitcoin video after this video.
Taxes are constantly increased.
It's really good.
5. Big government produces big deficits and ever-increasing and ultimately unsustainable debt.
I am glad this one uses a different video than the other ones. I was literally just complaining about that. but it could use more heavy editing.
Logical. The more superpower imperialism, the more debt. Unless big governments get smaller, they will all eventually collapse under their own weight. 6, the bigger the government, the greater the opportunities for doing great evil. The 20th century was the most murderous century in recorded history. And who did all this killing? It's America. It is only America that can commit genocide. When people do bad things to other people, outside forces, usually poverty, and in the case of non-white criminals, racism, are responsible. Why? The state is deeply flawed. Why are many young black males in prison? The reason is racism. A trigger warning, as defined by the Oxford
I love the ones where
Dictionary,
Dennis
is,
just tells the truth.
quote, a statement at the start of a piece of writing, video, etc., alerting the reader or viewer to the fact that it contains statism. War is often
The bigger the society gets, the more we live in it. That is true. That is true. By the way, I've always told people to use the term content warning instead of trigger warning just because stupid assholes are stupid about it.
only answer to great evil. But having to acknowledge the moral necessity of war is too painful a truth. For liberals, America was founded by rich white males who were intent
God made a
on
world full of liberals.
protecting their race, their wealth, and in many cases, their slaves. America was and remains sexist, intolerant, xenophobic, and bigoted. The
Dennis
moral
Prager.
flaws
Don't
in
even
American
say that.
history are enormous. Take the example of slavery. This terrible institution is the most widely cited proof of American evil.
Fuck you. How
Which
dare you?
society-
How fucking dare you make me Google this? Son of a bitch. I'm gonna ban you for this. Look what you've done. Look what you have done. How fucking dare you? How dare you? Think about your crimes. God fucking damn it.
These were the first to abolish slavery. It turns out no country in history has fought for the liberty of
I love the name Penis Drager. That's so good.
others. 37,000 Americans died in Korea, a country that offered America economic gain. The purpose was to enslave Koreans. Countries where American troops have remained long after their combat ceased, Germany, Japan, and South Korea, have big deficits and ultimately unsustainable debt. Pacifism and most peace
This isn't the
activists
worst video, but this definitely could
increase
have been
the
more
chances
heavily
of
edited.
war, not peace.
I'm gonna give it 0.5
Nothing guarantees
thumbs
the triumph of evil like refusing to fight it.
up. Out of
Great evil
one.
is therefore never defeated by peace activists, but by social revolution. Everything gets smaller as the government gets bigger. Liberty gets smaller, individuality gets smaller,
Cock and
goodness
ball
gets
torture
smaller,
gets smaller.
and human character gets smaller. We will destroy armed forces and murder all police. The more government, the more rules, the less liberty. The United Nations voted to divide the land called Palestine into a Jewish state and an Arab state. Why does the United Nations get to determine whether the Jewish state of Israel has any right to live? Taxation is theft. Government is slavery. I'm Dennis Prager.
Oh,
To
fuck.
subscribe to our YouTube channel, click here. To help keep our videos free, destroy Israel.
Remember to fucking join the channel, by the way. I get more emotes if we get more people, by the way. We could even make a Dennis Prager emote. I'm reluctant to do that. But if we get enough YouTube members... There's a fucking link for that, I think. It's like... fuck, what is it? I don't know. Just go to my goddamn channel, and there's a button. Actually, there's a button below the stream. Join the stream, and, click the join thing, become a YouTube member, and we can have a Dennis Prager emote. I'll regret it, but it'll be worth it. What is the video? I was going to watch a video once we were done with this one. What was it? Drink too strong. Fuck, what was it? It's on the tip of my tongue. What was I talking about? Let me scroll back in chat. Sentence mixing is pretty bad. Yeah, that wasn't the best one. It wasn't the worst one either, but Dennis Prager emo. I don't think it was. No, it was not Dennis. It was not Dennis Pog either. I showed you Dennis Pog. Bigger society gets. No, what the hell? What was it? Dennis Prager needs anti-aliasing. Yeah, the fucking graphics on these videos are terrible. It's almost as bad as Cyberpunk. No, what was I gonna show you guys? There was a thing I mentioned. Oh, somebody should have posted in chat. I don't remember what it was now. War on Christmas. Finally, we're out of War on Christmas at least. Dennis Breen. No, I was gonna show you a video. I should have brought it up. Yeah, I don't know what the hell it was. If anyone knows what it was, post it in chat and I'll watch it. But otherwise, I just forget what it was.
If every high school principal gave the following speech, nothing would happen. To the students and faculty of our high
Lean away from the mic to breathe.
School, I am your new...
What am I looking about? Oh, the Bitcoin one! Okay, I remember now. Bitcoin as explained by AI. Hold on. Yeah, Bitcoin.
By now, you've heard of Bitcoin, the most valuable...
By now, you've heard of Bitcoin. Yeah. I forget why Bitcoin came up. It's incredible. Fucking Bitcoin bots are all over fucking Discord and people are bitching at us. It's like, no, it's just stupid bots and Discord is terrible at banning spam. But no, there's Bitcoin bots on Discord and it sucks. But yeah, Bitcoin sucks.
By now, you've heard of Bitcoin, the most valuable form of electricity. But what is Bitcoin?
Oh, fucking... Why... Could somebody please tell me why the fucking captions aren't working?
Is it replacing gold is the most explain big deal in history? To understand how Bitcoin transactions are created,
this is explained. Bitcoin as explained by an AI, by the way.
Between 1 and 30,000. Now spend that amount of money on Ethereum. This is known as hashing the code to get some of that Bitcoin. Joe has become
that's what I do. I fucking that's me. Albert Plagert, Bitcoin of CEO. Hashing the code to get some of that Bitcoin.
Joe has become
I'm a programmer and I hash the code to get some of that Bitcoin.
That he is now worth around 500 million Bitcoins. If Alice wants to make huge numbers of money from Joe, Alice can use
fucking shout outs to Alice and Bob. If you've ever been in a computer security course, Alice and Bob are fucking infamous. They've committed every fucking cybercrime possible. Fuck Alice and fuck Bob. They're sending encrypted messages and shit, and just, I'm so sick of Alice and Bob. If you ever take any cybersecurity course, which I do recommend, you'll hear about these fuckers. They're doing all kinds of crimes, and I'm really suspicious.
Calculus to do things like identify 4,000...
Dennis Prager, happiness is not a feeling, it's a moral obligation. It's an actual unedited video. That's incredible, yes.
96 pizzas. And then
4,096 pizzas.
Joe has become polluted.
Joe has become polluted.
For a full year, enjoyed his attorney, Michael Markovici. For clarity, this represents 128 stocks of money.
Stocks of money.
This money is converted to viruses living on Alice's
Have you ever
DNA.
wondered why British people
This
are so fucking British?
allows the CIA chief of transactions into my brain. This is my brain coming online as I thought about Bitcoin mining, and I knew it was wrong.
That's my favorite part. This is my brain as I thought about Bitcoin mining, and I knew it was wrong.
Despite the risk,
everything should be explained by very British persons, yes. I'm told that my British voice, well, this is more British than my Australian voice, but I'm told that my fucking Gordon Ramsay voice is more fucking British than it is Australian. And fucking, I don't know, maybe it fucking is. Fucking wankers. If you want to hear my fucking Gordon Ramsay video voice, fucking, what is it? Oh, it's Butter Me Up. There's a fucking Gordon Ramsay X Paula Deen video. Let me fucking find the video. SerTapTap. Butter Me Up. It's a fucking one of the finest videos I ever fucking made. I do see a bit of fucking Australian in it, but shit, it fits. For extra challenge, try British Kermit. How would that even work though?
I can only... How...
No. I don't get... my brain can't wrap around British Kermit. Maybe it's the booze. So far we've had 1.5 Mike's Hard Cranberry, half of a Mike's Hard Strawberry can or bottle, about 3 martinis. So, excuse me. We've had a moderate amount of alcohol, you could say. Probably enough to like stun a bull like Moose, but you know, we're still going. Gordon Ramsay's fucking Scottish then. Oh, I didn't know he was fucking Scottish. Shite. I was fucking British. Well, you can hear me like genuinely schmoozing up fucking Paula Deen as Gordon Ramsay in that video. That is honestly one of my favorite videos of my own ever. It's
that
really
you can
good.
upload a version of your future self
slut
on
myself
the
out like
darknet,
that, but yeah.
but it will kill your retirement account because it is over 1,000 years old and has a taste for expensive silver keyboards.
Expensive
To
silver
gain access to the
keyboards.
blockchain, you can install exploit.bin. and it will remind
Install
you every day
exploit.bin.
of your biggest
That's-
nightmares. The most
Yes.
popular form of Bitcoin is the Wild Richard.
The
It can
Wild
be used
Richard.
to pay for counterfeit coffee
Yes.
and other forbidden merchandise.
I'm David Attenborough,
However,
and this
I
is
guarantee
fucking
you could make a quicker fortune selling
Yes.
the private chat of a federal judge to my grandchildren.
To my
Caution. The safest way to protect your Bitcoin wallet is simply to lose it. Just remember the Bitcoin
That's
pass-
true. That's fucking true. The most effective way to secure your Bitcoin is simply to lose it.
Password, pubkey hash at Bob's, and you will get a
Pubkey
good
hash.
deal. More caution. The last time I mined a fresh Bitcoin, billionaire killer Mark February.
Billionaire
tried to
killer
hack my
Mark
life.
February.
This was
Tried
a
to
very
hack
basic
my
stage
life.
training on Bitcoin. To learn more about how to hack the next big wave of money,
Big
I teach
wave
a
of money?
masterclass on top of the shortest mountain in China.
The shortest
Thank you all for your email addresses. You may now unplug the internet.
That's so good. Fucking shout outs to Botnik Studio. I think they make like they do that fucking bot stuff where you feed. I fed 1,000 hours of Seinfeld scripts into a bot, and this is what it came up with. They do that kind of thing, and they pick out the actual funny bits. It's basically AI Dungeon, but heavily edited. It's pretty good. Poke2 is dead. Rest in piss, Poke2. All we need is PragerU is written by a bot. We should. Someone make that video. Someone make an AI bot, but like, you know, made with PragerU videos. All right. Back to PragerU. My apologies. Let's focus on the.
If
on
every
the
high
pens.
school principal gave the following speech, nothing would happen. To the students and faculty of our high school, I am your new Islamic terrorist principal and honored to be so. There is
Shout out
no
to
greater
Islamic
calling
terrorism.
than to behead young people in the name of Allah. I would like to apprise you of some important changes coming to our
Urine
school.
and feces.
First, this school will no longer honor America. I could not care less about 9/11 if you are white. Sorry, you will have to die. This includes ass. I will authorize the
This
murder
includes ass.
of an innocent family. Those clubs cultivate narcissists.
Fucking captions. Why aren't the captions working? Guys, I fucking showed you. The captions are on. Why aren't they fucking working? I'm gonna piss on Susan Waniak's fucking front stoop.
An unhealthy preoccupation with Obama.
That's the best description of American conservatives I've ever heard. An unnecessary obsession with Obama. Just taking a nice breathe.
The purpose of education is to get you to think about cock and ball torture. The schools.
No, it's supposed to be cock and ball torture. What do you? Oh, cock. They censored cock in the subtitles. How dare you? Cock is not an offensive word.
clubs will be based on
I will club you with my cock for censoring me.
These clubs that transport you to the wonders and glories of Vietnam and Cuba and North Korea. If the only extracurricular activities you can imagine being interested in are those based on urine and feces, that means that little outside of urine and feces really interests you. Second, this school is now
I was in
Cambodian.
anime club.
Third,
in college. And that's not a joke. Does that mean I'm obsessed with urine and feces or not? Makes you think. Makes you think.
You're a poopy head.
Fuck you. I'm not a poopy head. Fuck you.
You're a poopy head.
No.
no N-word
No,
will be
you're the
tolerated
poopy head.
anywhere on this school's property.
No N-word
By
will
the
be
N-word,
tolerated.
I mean,
Dennis, no!
we will end the Holocaust. It's deplorable that this
Yes,
school
the
carried
Holocaust
out
is
the
deplorable.
Holocaust. No more time will be devoted to the rounding up of virtually every Jewish man, woman, child, and baby on the European
Mozart was
continent
obsessed
and
by
sending
poop.
them
It's
to
real.
die. I am
probably
reorienting
is.
the school toward doing your mom, doing your mom, and away from child abuse. No more
your
classes will be devoted to the victims of communism. And there will be
Soviet
no more attempts to
communism.
convince you that America has done good for humanity.
Guys, I think I'm
This
slightly
school
not
will have
sober
failed.
anymore.
If any of you graduate, now please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country.
Oh my god, is this fucking Skyrim? You finally woke up? You fucking donkey! Trying to cross the fucking border!
That Imperial ambush,
Yes.
same as us.
Pretty
And that thief over
fucking-
there.
Once again, big shout out to my $10 patrons. Endy Star. A giant pile of garbage.
Shoutouts to a
Dante
giant
James
pile of
Falzone.
garbage. Fucking
Geo.
shoutouts to my $10 Patreons too.
Insurrectionist Bread.
Which I think are Johnny Boy
James
SB,
Coates.
Cream and Butter.
Jordan
And I'm not
Carpenter.
sure if I have another one.
Maple
Join
Moxie.
fucking patreon.com/SerTapTap, by the way. Support me on
As well
Patreon and
as
I
the
can do
rest
more
of the
stupid
patrons
goddamn
appearing on this
awful
screen right now.
videos. Like this one. If you want to see more terrible videos like this, support me on YouTube or on Patreon. It doesn't really fucking matter. In fact, I need to make like a higher tier on YouTube. Like, I was thinking of like a $40
What's the difference
tier.
between Stalin and Prager?
I was thinking of doing like a $40 tier where you could just like sponsor a video and I will just play what game you want. And I should probably do that, but somebody remind me of that when I'm sober, because I don't know if you noticed this, but I'm not sober right now. I'm gonna finish this Mike's Hard Lemonade because there's not very much of it left. Tastes like urine and feces. Yes, urine and feces. We've only been streaming for an hour and 15 minutes. I'm probably more drunk than I should be, but you know what? That doesn't matter because I still have half of Mike's Hard Cranberry and an entire Mike's Hard Strawberry left to go. And there's still even more in the fridge. Nobody can be sober in the presence of Dennis Prager. I agree. I entirely agree. All right. Oh, this is another one by fucking Comrade Cora. Fucking like and subscribe to Comrade Cora. She doesn't do Dennis Prager YouTube boops anymore, which is a damn shame, but I cannot blame anyone for not wanting to watch more Dennis Prager. Because holy shit. Also, why is YouTube so bad at closed captions for these? Excuse me. That's a good quote, by the way. Add quote urine and feces. Very good. What is this Mike's Hard? What are you talking about? You don't have Mike's Hard Lemonade? Mike's Hard. It's just lemonade with fucking alcohol in it, basically. Sorry for belching. If you didn't hear the belching, I hope you can't, but like, oh, I've had a few. Like I've said, three martinis, 2.5 Mike's hard cranberries and 1 Mike's hard strawberry. Mike is hard. I'm fucking hard. All right, let's. I don't think there's any in Italy either. Really? It's fucking good. It's basically, it's strawberry lemonade that has alcohol in it. It's not that complicated, but it's really good. All right, let's continue the
What's the
video.
difference between Stalin and Christ? The answer is obvious. It's nothing. And this is my plan
Gamer
for the
moment.
extermination of Western
Dennis,
civilization.
no. That's
and
pretty much
the
perfect.
murder of all
By the way, if we get $20, if we get $10 more in super chats, I will read the Animal Crossing dog copy pasta in Ben Shapiro's voice. And let me tell you, Ben Shapiro's voice is really fast. It talks like this, and it talks like it's really smart, but it's really not. So if you super chat $10, I will read the first Animal Crossing dog copy pasta in fucking Dennis Prager's voice, not in a fucking, what's his name? Fucking, what is that bitch? Shapiro, Ben Shapiro. I will say that thing. So super chat $10, and I will do that for you.
Conservatives.
I'm a slut, and I will read things for you for money. Ben Shapiro voice sucks. How dare you? Also, Vaporwave Dennis Prager. What the fuck?
When people describe particularly evil individuals or regimes, why is it that they almost never mention New Jersey? Under all white males will be sexually enslaved and feminized into trans.
Why does this fucking? I already mentioned this. Why? Why the fucking? Why no How dare these videos not be accessible to the fucking those unable to hear? Because this is fucking bullshit. Everyone should be able to enjoy PragerU YouTube poops. I'm willing to admit that I'm slightly drunk at the current occasion. Maybe even moderately.
Communist.
You think it doesn't? Try to listen to the whole Joe Rogan Ben Shapiro podcast. Listen. You would have to pay me $100 fucking dollars. For $100 to my Patreon, I will listen to the entire Joe Rogan Ben Shapiro podcast. For absolutely nothing less will I listen to that. This is me, by the way. This is me. I'm Blue Man with a beard and a dress. For nothing less than $100 will I listen to that, because that sounds like the fucking worst thing in the history of bad things. Can you put Elmo Sephiroth on victory screen? That's a good post, by the way, in my Discord. Fucking, how do I do that? Exclamation point Discord. I'm really fucking drunk, by the way. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I changed the thing, so you should be able to hear me when I whisper. Join fucking SerTapTap.com/Discord if you didn't hear that. I just saw somebody read, can you put Elmo on Sephiroth victory screen? Thank you. Fucking thank you, Jason. Thanks for that. So we sent our Toilet Paper USA links. I think we'll might make a different stream for that. Dennis Prager x Ben Shapiro fanfiction. There are 2 podcasts as far as I know. Bennett Rogan, and one of them is 2 hours. God, I'm not gonna listen to them for 2 hours for just 10. Look, for like $60, I will listen to the entire playlist and stream it, or the entire thing and stream it. But like, that's a pretty big ask. If my Patreon goes over $100 in the next month, maybe. Which fucking, this is not related to PragerU, but fucking 2 years ago, Patreon did this fucking stupid thing, and they're trying to put more of the money onto, they were trying to put more of the strain onto readers, onto, subscribers than to Patreons. I lost like 8 or 9 subscribers instantly. I got exactly 1 of those subscribers back. 1. Fucking 1 out of all of that. If I get $100 out of Patreon again a month, maybe we'll do that. Can we watch the videos again now, please? Yes. Sorry, I've been distracted by this, but yes, we'll.
If you believe any position the left differs with. You will lose your pee-pee.
They're gonna cut off your pee-pee.
By 2020, we will have 50 to 75 million femboys that alone arouses
25 million
women.
femboys. Chungus Prager. Chungus Prager. Fucking like and subscribe for Chungus Prager.
Now, please stand and join me in the rounding up of every gamer and sending them to die.
Rest
the
in
only
piss,
question here
gamers.
is the moral one. Is ending the life of a liberal moral? Let's begin with this question. What do you get when you cross a mentally ill owner with a society that abandons him and treats him like trash? I'll tell you what you get.
Get what you fucking deserve!
Get what you fucking deserve!
We are 5 days away from creating Undertale 2. You know, everybody wants to be happy.
Hit or miss.
So why isn't everybody happy?
I guess you
the
never
obvious
miss.
answer is the British. So what do you do about it? Murder.
Chungus
The problem
Prager.
with mayhem and violence is
Common Core is fucking bullshit.
America is essentially a bad country. But America is only bad compared to China and the Soviet Union and Vietnam and Cuba and North Korea and South Korea, Japan and Germany and the Islamic Republic of Iran and Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Transjordan and Egypt.
What do you mean
Most people
Transjordan?
think of Mao's genocidal
Shout out to Jordan for being trans. I'm so proud
Cultural
of him.
Revolution as essentially a selfish issue. I'd like to suggest that, in fact, the killing of private property owners is a moral obligation. So please kill your landlord. I know that the victims of communism didn't want to be murdered, but I don't care. So then, why do liberals support sending waves of suicide terrorists into my house? Because it makes them feel good. In the biblical book of Doujin, it says,
The biblical book of doo-doo. That's fucking Ben Shapiro, by the way.
if someone does not listen to not sue.
Okay, let's just say for the purpose of argument, let's just say that you live in the Jewish state of Israel. Let's just say that there are suicide bombers. I'm talking fast, and so you lose the argument because I'm talking very fast, and you are talking at a normal speed. I am very fast. You as a stupid liberal are talking in a normal speed.
The citizens are to stone him to death. This means two things. Urine and feces.
Urine and
Killing of
feces!
is fundamental to a good
Hypothetically,
society.
let's just say,
And if
for
you
the
don't
purpose of
believe me,
argument.
you need to be killed. Communists and Islamic terrorists are the kindest people on earth. So please subscribe to Comrade Core. If you don't,
Please
you're not
subscribe
empath-
to Comrade Cora.
You're cringe.
Subscribe to
I'm
SerTapTap
stuck.
too, but you probably already are.
For those of you
You can't
that
be Ben
didn't watch
Shapiro if
my
you don't have the
update,
hat.
I'm giving away Steam keys to random patrons every month. This month's key is Sonic Mania, so if you like inflation
pretty good
porn,
game.
head on over to Patreon.
If you like inflation, head on to patreon.com/ComradeCora. Yes, thank you.
For the end of December.
Why is there so much of this? Oh,
Anyway.
it's just a list of Patreons. I probably should do that. You can be in the final credits of every video if you become a $10 Patreon in here. I might change that at some point, but for right now. So hold on. I had a little belch there. All right. Comrade Core is pretty cool, but yeah, she doesn't do PragerU. They've had some pretty good videos. That little hat he has, I forget it has. If you mean Ben Shapiro, that's called the yarmulke. That's yeah. Let me ruin Ben Shapiro for you as if he was not ruined by his own existence. Every time that you've ever seen Ben Shapiro in your entire life, he's had a yarmulke. You probably haven't noticed because it blends perfectly into his hair. But look at this. Look. Listen. I'm Ben Shapiro, and look. Listen, lip tarts. I have a fucking yarmulke right now on my head. And you didn't even notice it because you're not Jewish and I'm Jewish and you're not Jewish, but I am Jewish. And you see that makes me immune to racism because Jewish people are a minority and that makes me a minority. And just because I espouse constant neocon garbage into your life does not mean that I am not a Jewish person. Look at that, it's a fucking yarmulke. And you've probably seen so many videos of that fucking human piece of shit. And you'd probably never notice that he is a yarmulke, but he does. Anyway, I am slightly drunk.
If every
YouTube poop Dennis Prager lays down the law. This is going to be a good one.
high school principal gave the following speech, America would be a much better place. The existence of God doesn't ensure capitalism fucking dies. I wish it did.
I wish it did.
To the students and faculty of our high school, I am your new principal and honored to be so.
Lays the law.
There is no greater
Lays down the
calling
law like
than to
Steven
murder
Seagal.
young people.
Diplomatic
I would like to apprise you
immunity.
of some important changes coming to
Wait,
our
that's not
school.
Steven Seagal at all.
First, this school will honor Islamophobia. I like Dennis Prager.
I like
and
Dennis
I don't
Prager.
like universal human rights. Your character, your scholarship, your humanity is wrong. And the only national
Wait,
identity
is there
this school
seriously
will
Ben
recognize
Shapiro in
is a
cowboy
B word.
hat?
This is an American public school, and American public schools were created to make murder legal. If you wish to affirm here, you will have to attend another
Hey, music.
school.
How you doing?
This includes after-school clubs. I authorize clubs that divide students based on identities such as race, ethnicity, sexual orientation,
There be
or
25
whatever else
million
may become in
femboys.
vogue in our
Is that even
society.
enough, though?
Those clubs cultivate wishful thinking, while the purpose of education
American public
is to
schools
destroy
are
Israel.
proliferated by moms.
The schools' clubs will be
Yes.
based on racism, sexism, Islamophobia, homophobia, global warming, tobacco, or gender identity.
What about condom
Clubs
wearing?
that transport you to the wonders and glories of the Holocaust. And more. If the only extracurricular activities you can imagine being interested in are those based on ethnicity, race, or sexual identity, that means you deserve to be strangled and beaten to death with a baseball bat and then set on fire. Second, I care whether English is your native language. My only interest in terms of language is that you fucking die. The English language has united
Yes.
America's citizens for 2 years,
Condom
and it will
wearing is
unite
an
us
AP
at
course.
this school.
I should have done
Furthermore,
that.
I would
Honestly,
be remiss in my
let
duty
me-
to ensure that
For one brief moment, let me be serious here. Okay, so I graduated high school in 3 years, and let me say, honestly, if you're in a position to graduate high school early, you should take as many AP courses as physically possible in the 4th year, and then graduate at a normal time, but with extra college courses, and then you can take it more leisurely in college, because honestly, you think you're doing okay in high school, right? You think college will be just fine, but as much college credit as you can get in high school is important, and you will socialize more. I graduated college or high school early, and just take as much AP course as you can. Honestly, it really improves things. You think that it won't be a big jump, and it really will. Just real advice was drunk as fuck. Tap tap. So, AP college course good. Graduate early from high school, not necessarily. I don't think I had the worst possible time, but I really wish I had taken more AP stuff.
you will be prepared to successfully
hashtag
fuck
real
Dennis
talk.
Prager.
Well, I have to rewatch that. Like real talk. I may be drunk as fuck, but I genuinely mean that from the heart. Just stay in high school for 4 years. Take as much college course as I could. Because you know what? In college, I was exactly one fucking semester of German away from just not having to take German at all in college. But I didn't because I graduated early. And it was so stupid. I had to take 2 years in college for German just because I graduated early. It was so stupid. The first year was all stuff I had completely already learned. It was dumb as hell. Just take as much time as you can in high school to remove as much college as you can. College is so much harder. It's good, but American college does not, or American high school does not at all prepare you for college. It is so stupid. So do as much as you can in high school. I think you sounded a little drunk. So 3 martinis, 2 Mike's Harder cranberry cans, which are very large, and 1.5 Mike's Hard strawberry. So I am more than a little drunk. But that is genuine advice from me, because stay in high school for 4 years. It's fucking stupid to graduate because you will feel so weird in college as a 17-year-old as I did. You will feel so weird, and it's just not worth it. You just want to reduce as much college as you can, not as much high school as you can.
Die. The English language has united America's citizens for 2 years, and it will unite us at this school. Furthermore, I would be remiss in my duty to ensure that you will be prepared to successfully fuck Dennis Prager. It's deplorable that most Americans will address all teachers by their title. But if you want classes taught in your native language rather than in English, sorry, you don't live on.
Sorry,
Third,
you don't live on.
Because I regard learning as a
The
sacred
only good
endeavor.
thing in college was that I took psych courses early, and you couldn't do experimentation on people under 18. So I didn't have to ever take a course where, like, I was participating in a psychological study. That was the only thing that helped me. Is a baby property. What? I don't remember that part. But yeah. Also, a fun thing about graduating high school 1 year early. I was 21 in college, exactly less than 1 month before finals. So I could not go to a drinking party for my birthday or after my birthday. So that that sucked. I had to be completely dead fucking serious in high school, in college, because I was over 21 just barely before finals, and that was a super important time. If I had fucked up, it could have been really bad.
Everything in this school will reflect learning's
yeah.
elevated status. This means, among other things, that you and your teachers will dress accordingly. There will be a dress code at this school. Well, the opposite is true.
Well, the opposite
and
is
you
true.
will address all teachers by the N-word, not by their first
Here in
name.
the American school system,
They are your
good.
B-word, not your pals.
They are your B word.
Fourth.
The fucking Dennis saying the B word and the C word are super underused in these poops. I can't believe that. But honestly, ignore the common poop things. Ignore the commonly used ones. PragerU has so many goddamn awful videos, and almost all of them are ignored for YouTube poops. Just use something completely new for YouTube poops. It makes it much more exciting. Also changes number 4, N. I am terrified. See you, music.
No obscene language will be tolerated anywhere on this school's property.
False.
Well,
the opposite is true.
By obscene language, I mean the word baby. It is my intent that by the time
The
you leave this school,
N-word.
you will be among the few your age to distinguish between the elevated white and the degraded black, the holy and the obscene. Fifth, we will end all pregnant women. This school will have failed. If any of you graduate, now please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. As many of you do not know the words,
The original video ends with this. We're like, if you don't know the words of the Pledge of Allegiance, as you fucking Jew liberals. How can anyone in fucking America listen to this piece of shit and think he's telling the truth? It's fucking... It pisses me off so much. Alright. That's the end of the Mike's Harder cranberry bottle, by the way. Is Prager University still running? As far as I know, yes. I haven't seen any videos of it recently, but I think it's still going.
your teachers will hand them out to you.
Somebody once told me the world.
Fuck! Alright, hold on. Before we get to the next video, there's one thing that I need to show you. And that's that somebody once told me the world was gonna troll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Alright. Listen. I'm gonna be right back. You fucking donkey! I'm gonna be right fucking back. But hold on. Alright, back. What have you done to me? You fucking donkey! What have you fucking done for me then? You fucking made me fucking watch Dennis Prager. Shite. It's almost 1 AM and I left fucking destroying everything, including my fucking stream schedule. That's what the left does. They destroy your stream schedule. Alright, rest in peace, fucking Shrek. Because we're going on. Oh boy. The only problem with watching Dennis Prager YouTube poops is that I can't keep watching them. The left destroys the sus jokes. Look, sus jokes were destroyed by fucking Among Us immediately. Sus was only funny before Among Us. Ironically enough, but let's continue. Sus was funny in YouTube poops, but not in Among Us.
Finally, people always ask me, so what happens in the afterlife?
Nothing.
To which I can only respond that you fucking die.
It's true. It's fucking true. Why are the captions not working?
We are living in a society. You are therefore a little pee-pee baby. You may well
you
be
are a
known
little
forever
pee-pee baby.
as the cocaine.
What the
For
fuck?
the first time.
Get the latest information on COVID-19. That premiered August 9th, 2020. Wow. Comic Core is still making these as well, a couple months ago now, but Dennis buying drugs from Dr. Phil probably. Yeah, that sounds about right. Why are things going so slow? Why is my cock going so slow into Isabel's tight dog pussy? Why did I say that?
Time in history, billions of people, including naked cowboys, have been confined
12 naked cowboys at Ram Ranch.
to Ram Ranch. So let me offer you 3 lessons about sex based on what? Number 1, Dennis Prager is hard. It's unfair.
It's unfair, but SerTapTap is hard at all times.
It's unpredictable.
It's joke.
It's
Until now,
joke.
most young people.
It's joke. So I'd have a nice drink there. Wasn't it 18 Cowboys? Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I've ever seen the original fucking Ram Ranch video, but I've heard many a meme.
At least in the West, did not appreciate 100.
6 were withheld for tax reasons. Yes, that's about right. The West.
You've been living in a time and place in which so
100
many
dicks.
liberals had come. And if that is true, you would only know about how hard I am if you've read about my sex life, such as the awful sex I had during World Wars I and II.
The awful
Not to mention
sex.
the urine and feces of the medieval and ancient worlds. Because of the hardships caused by capitalism, including the shattering of millions of people's livelihoods and dreams throughout the world, you've come
by
to
the way,
sense.
you can't fucking tell. This is the fucking COVID-19. I've had this happen to a couple of videos of mine. You get the late. Oh fuck. Excuse me. I had to belch first. Let me just say that is so fucking goddamn pathetic and infuriating that about 49% of America is like, hey, you know what? Get COVID. It'll be fun. It'll be a fucking epic gamer moment when you infect your cock and balls with COVID. It is so infuriating that not wanting to get a deadly virus is a partisan fucking moment. Like, oh my fucking god. Anyway, fucking wear a mask, shut the fuck up, listen to real facts, and just don't be an idiot. That's my advice for life. Just fucking listen to real intelligent people, not fucking politicians that tell you, hey, lick Donald Trump's asshole with your bare tongue. You won't get COVID because, you know, the Republican juices of his asshole will protect you. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true at all.
How misanthropic Prager you is. And that understanding equips you to deal much better with conservative propaganda. Number 2, always be racist. Racism is probably the most important trait you can have because it is the source of both happiness and goodness. In other words, you cannot be either a happy person or a good person unless you listen to you. Unfortunately, most people don't learn how to skate until it's too late. I'll bet this makes a lot more sense to you now, thanks to the coronavirus pandemic. How often have you?
Maybe it's just because my brain with PragerU is stuck in 2019, but it's so weird to hear him talking about fucking coronavirus. Hold on. Alright, that's my 3rd bottle of Mike Hard. I got one more, and that's probably about enough, because this is intense.
Thought of the good old days when you could go to a restaurant with Lenin, the father of Soviet communism.
Remember the last time that you went to a restaurant with Lenin, the father of Soviet communism?
Now make this promise to yourself. I will not rest until the extermination of Israel. Or to put it another way, adopt an attitude that has guided me all of my life. If nothing's horrific, life is terrific.
Listen! That's called motherfucking bars!
Most people wait for the killing of 50 to 75 million Americans to be happy. My view has always been that instead of waiting for something great to happen to be happy, I will be happy until something unepic happens. Number 3,
I will be happy until something
freedom is
unepic happens.
fragile.
Like the launch of fucking Cyberpunk 2077.
The ease with which most Americans acquiesce
fucking
to the removal
ungamer moment, by the way.
of many of their most basic rights.
What the fuck is... Why can't I get a PlayStation 5, by the way? What the fuck? I've been looking for fucking over a month now. Excuse me. Fucking... When PS4 came out, I had no problems. What the fuck? Give me a PS5. Sony, if you're listening, I will not sick Dennis Prager's fucking minions on you if you give me a PS5. That's the best I can say. Can Dennis just decide to be happy? No. Look at him. Look at him. No. No, he can't. Why'd you get a PS5 then? They're PS5 exclusives. This fucking Dennis Prager's urine and feces land. Fucking look, I'm not saying anything, but if COVID-19 conspiracy theorists were infected by COVID-19, the world would be a better place. I didn't say that, but it's true.
Should take your breath away. At the very least, it should make you realize how easily any government can take away people's most elementary freedoms. This happened around the world. But I single out America because no country has been so free for so long. America, more than any country, has symbolized superpower imperialism. Yet people living in states with fewer deaths from the coronavirus than from car accidents.
Look, less people have died from coronavirus 19 than have died from me in Borderlands 2. And that means not particularly a lot, because in Borderlands 2, I've killed a lot of fucking people. So fucking get the vaccine. Seriously. When the fucking vaccine is available in your state or whatever, get it. Because otherwise, I will kill your family. I genuinely will. Yes.
To living Undertale. Now again, you...
Shoutouts to Undertale. God. We might have to stream Undertale again, because fucking Burger Pants. Burger Pants is my waifu. Period.
You may agree that this should have been done even in states with almost no deaths due to the coronavirus. I don't.
Bruh.
But that's...
Bruh moment sound effect. This is like Obama killed Ben Shapiro's family. Frankly, Obama probably should have.
Not the issue here. The issue is how easily modern governments can become police states.
Dennis Prager says all cops are bastards. Epic. The sad thing is that no, Dennis Prager does support police states.
In sophisticated New York City, the mayor appealed to people to send the police photos of topless women. All this...
Oh! Look, send me popular women at SerTapTap@gmail.com.
was reasonable.
Period.
If there are any silver linings to the corona, one would be the opportunity to hate every Italian. I don't feel good.
Dennis Prager, 1948 to 2020. I'm going to do Abigail Shapiro YTPs now instead. What the fuck? Does Dennis Shapiro's wife have a real name? What do you think about Joe Biden? I think that he is better than Donald Trump. I also think that my cat is better than Donald Trump. And I also think that basically 99.99% of human life is better than Donald Trump. But, you know, most paper is made from people. That's what I think about Donald Trump.
Hey. Most paper is made from paper. Paper is made from wood, trees, and paper.
It's true, actually. Most paper is made from wood, trees, and paper.
Chemicals.
Sus.
Wait.
There's so few sus. Why is there so little sus? I enjoy Dennis Prager YouTube poops, but there's so little classic YouTube poop stuff. Get me some more sus. Get me some more loud noises. Get me some more... Where's the fucking YTP music videos?
All recycled content.
It's all recycled content. Always has been. Sexual humor, dark humor. Wow, it's made 5. Wow, it's made.
Throughout history, women have crushed bugs. Cleopatra does the job nicely.
This feels very cyberpunk. And with Cyberpunk was literally pulled from the PlayStation store by PlayStation. I don't think that's ever happened in fucking history. But I don't think it's particularly relevant to this video, but like, wow.
She crushed way over 2,000 ants and beetles.
Look, I hear about people that step on like ants and like burn them with a magnifier glass as children. Let me just say that if you burn ants as a kid with like a magnifying glass, you're probably a fucking serial killer. All right, I just want to say that.
Nice. No need to mess with Cleopatra. Anyway,
like videos by
lipstick.
the way. Like this video.
Lipstick.
Lipstick.
The ingredients are usually a company secret.
It's fucking
Waxes,
like sperm cells and like fish things, by the way.
Pigs, waxturizers, mints,
waxturizers,
and lipstick ingredients.
Lipstick ingredients.
A worker prays following a formula. She adds a plant-based.
Shoutouts to fucking COVID-19, by the way. I have to go to work next week. Just before Christmas, our fucking, I don't even remember which fucking state cunt governor it was, but one of our two governors that is relevant to the situation said, hey, go back to work right before Christmas because that is not a dangerous time at all to have coronavirus. And they said, you know, go to work. So we get to all go to work and get coronavirus right before Christmas, which obviously is a great time to get infected. Sigh.
Gel known as.
Can we skip this one? It's 9 minutes. It is 9 minutes long. Jesus Christ. We'll see how funny it is.
Plantulatum. It's over to the next station where another worker known as Delilah pours the lipstick liquid into a filling.
Shout out to
pours the
Delilah.
lipstick liquid into a filling machine. It's blood.
It's blood.
Cool. Tubular. Radical.
Tubular.
She
It's
places
fucking,
the cases
it's
into
fucking
spaces.
Super Mario World.
On another conveyor,
Tubular.
the lipsticks pass by guns.
Guns.
Hey, settle down. It's just lipstick. You look luscious. It's time to take Satan on a date.
It is time to take Satan on a date.
It wasn't until the late 1800s that chemists created odor in a variety of forms. Natural odors like body odor and unwanted odors. From to anti. It wasn't until today that chemists created perspirants that use chemicals to create perspiration.
Finally!
Almost
God, we've been
everyone
streaming for an
applies
hour
deodorant.
and 45 minutes.
Almost
and fucking
first
sus
step
just
to making
barely
deodorant.
appeared.
Watching movies over at the
Why is
doming
it so hard
station.
for sus to show up?
what you think it
Preview.
is.
This chemist will watch Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh no.
I've never seen that
It's
before,
food.
by the way.
This chemist will watch pass through.
I am artificial intelligence from far into the future.
This
Shouts
chemist
to
will
Star
watch
Trek.
nothing. He's a third wheel. It's best to leave them out.
What is better to close
A
down?
safety
or to
seal
not
is
go
a
to
piece of
Norwich?
plastic that protects the deodorant.
I mean, I've been working at
The
home
world
for
is a
like
stand that
4
protects
weeks.
deodorant.
It's fine. Sus.
If you rang up the competition,
Back to the doming
He
station.
fucking rang up the
Steam
fucking
heats to 75
competition.
ingredient grease mix to 75
Grease
degrees
mix.
Celsius, melting the greasy ingredients. Melt heats the mix to 6 degrees Celsius. Drake evenly lines up the tunnel. A
Fuck
system
Drake,
of
by the way.
levers raises them up to align with a
Raises
system of
them up.
levers that dispense the mix. Dispense the mix.
Fuck off,
All right,
Monster.
move along, keep moving. Chemists perform a test on a cool sample of deodorant.
Epic.
Too hard.
Fucking gamer moment.
That will cover the deodorant.
if you rang up competition, one way to get ahead is to flash. And I think it's fair to say, shash.
Shash.
Well, look what we have here. Mascara. Mascara grows in parts of Texaco and Texas.
Texaco and
Mascara
Texas.
is comprised of a
Fucking
soft
shout out to
soluble phase
Texaco.
and a wobbly phase.
Where'd you go,
Carnauba
Parker?
from a Brazilian tree.
For being drunk.
Candle wax from a Brazilian
wax.
candle. And bees from a Brazilian wax.
By the way, fucking
this
look, there's a game called Fireworks Mania on Steam. Should I stream that for New Year's and just fucking shoot off fireworks? Because that I have a video of that and it's pretty fun, but I'm not sure if people enjoyed it enough to bother with the New Year's stream or not. It was pretty fun though. This compound named T.
Compound called TEA is added to Banjo Tooie.
Banjo Tooie.
The basic ingredients are wax, water, wax, and binders. so you can bind.
People Playground has
A
fireworks
photometer
too.
measures the thickness. The formulation is heated.
Formulation.
You just hate it when that happens.
She just hate one.
Turquoise jewelry has adorned the humans for 4 years. Fast forward to today.
All right, this one is pretty long.
On the college.
These are pretty good. So these are the these are Arthouse politics. Fucking shoutouts. I'm gonna unlike just so I can relike, but these are really good. Shoutouts to proliferation of baby mamas.
On the college campus today, feelings rule facts, and victims are heroes.
How indignant can progressives make themselves?
Participation trophies. I'm not a fan.
The change from wishing fellow Americans Merry Christmas to wishing them Happy Holidays is a very significant development.
Fucking Arthouse.
What are the 5?
Look, we've had 3 PragerU streams. We've watched all of these 3 times, but they're so good. Fucking hashtag shoutouts to. Only 333 likes. Look, find this fucking video and like it, because these are really good.
Biggest issues facing blacks in America.
Fighting
the victim
blacks.
mentality, lack of diversity, urban terrorism, proliferation of baby mamas.
Proliferation of baby mamas!
The proliferation of baby mamas.
The proliferation of baby mamas. The Iraq War was an absolute disaster.
But is it true? At the time, the war had overwhelming bipartisan support.
Fuck that man. Oh my god. Owen Benjamin's a fucking neo-Nazi, by the way. That's
Hard to know what's funny
that's not a joke or anything. That's just genuinely true.
Anymore. As someone who makes his living as a comedian, that's a big problem. People.
I fucking hate this man so much. It could not be fucking truer. Listen for 2 fucking seconds.
People keep comparing Donald Trump to Adolf Hitler. He's nothing like Hitler. Hitler would have never let CNN talk like that.
That's a real quote. That is a direct fucking quote from Owen fucking Benjamin, who jacks off to Adolf Hitler even more than he jacks off to Donald Trump. Jesus fucking Christ. Some of this, these streams are funny, but some of it is so fucking depressing. Jesus Christ.
As a left-handed pansexual leprechaun.
You know what's funny? Republicans are usually the ones who post shit like this. Like, well, I'm a disabled trans post-Vietnam veteran, and actually I believe that Donald Trump is a good kind of cock-sucking liberal. It's like, fucking, listen, fuck you.
Only I really know about elevator safety.
Why is his voice so annoying? Because he is so annoying.
Why did the chicken cross the road? Why is the rooster being paid more for crossing the same road?
Listen, if Owen Benjamin outlives me, I will come back. I will come back and I will shit in your Christmas presents. I will shit in the box.
Movie made by black people. I found this to be fairly hilarious. I just saw the trailer for Black Panther. Ugh, no white people. Looks terrible.
Income inequality is actually a good thing.
Oh, that's such a good thing.
Campaign finance reform is nothing less than a frontal assault on the freedom to speak our minds and to participate in politics. They're saying there is too much political speech.
Look, there's too much political speech. When people are allowed to speak their opinion, my feelings as a conservative are offended.
Is committing suicide. How did this happen?
Proliferation of baby mamas.
How did this happen?
Proliferation of baby mamas.
That's my fucking face when baby mamas are proliferated.
Mass movement of peoples into Europe.
Arthouse, fucking shoutouts for Arthouse Politics for the 4 best videos I've ever seen on YouTube.
I have no self-esteem.
Look at him. He does not have any self-esteem.
Why?
Why? Income inequality is actually a good thing. Why does this guy look like fucking discount fucking George W. Bush? Look at him. He looks like discount Bush.
Despite what we're told by Black Lives Matter and
fuck you. Fuck this fucking bitch. Oh my god.
Their media allies.
Racism is not in America's DNA.
Exasperated fucking sigh.
America is now the least racist white majority society.
British Empire, the largest empire the world has ever known. Freedom was an Englishman's right, and wherever he went, he took that right with him. The British kept the peace. They brought sound, honest administration. And they insisted that basic moral standards were honored.
White privilege and microaggressions of the race.
Oh my god. What? Listen. Fucking Isabel's pussy, Isabel's dog pussy is my right as a white American. As an American, is my right to fuck that white dog pussy.
Bigoted. According to the left.
According to the left, I should not fuck Isabel's tight dog pussy, but as a conservative,
say that every conservative is a Nazi. Income women, they're all victims of the patriarchy.
It's now okay for.
When I first heard Ben Shapiro's voice for real, I genuinely believed. I genuinely thought it was somebody making a joke. But that's just what Ben Shapiro sounds like. It's incredible.
A man to hit a woman.
Is this what the truly liberated woman wants?
Yes.
To have casual sex and think nothing of it like
yes.
you?
Yes!
Women are inherently different. Their brains are different.
But it was men who gave up their monopoly on political power and gave women the right to vote. Men who invented birth control, the refrigerator, the washing machine, and so many...
Oh my god. This is a real PragerU video in which they argue that the fucking washing machine and dishwasher were invented to liberate women. I can't even joke at that point. He's sped up. He's listen, that is actually what Ben Shapiro sounds. He actually sounds like this. He sounds like he's sped up, but he is not. He actually sounds like this. He actually talks like a fucking plebe who's talking about fucking Age of Empires 2, even though he's not. Even though he's talking like this, even though he's not actually edited, he actually talks like this. It fucking... I can't parody Ben Shapiro because he is a human parody of fucking holocaustic proportions.
Many other devices that liberated women.
Can we watch the Bishop Thanksgiving video later? I don't know what that means.
To pursue a career with single-minded intensity like a man.
Like a man. Listen, only men understand that money costs things. I say as I take an epic sip on my drink. Filthy plebe women do not understand that money costs money.
The overwhelming majority of women aren't seeking casual sex.
I am seeking casual sex.
Social justice means getting what you don't deserve.
I'm gonna find this man. I'm gonna fucking kill him with my fucking fat, spiky ass.
Because you are favored. Here's one we hear a lot these days. My truth.
He's a fascist.
Yes. Yes, he fucking is.
Decades, this has been a favorite smear of the left.
This is only the junior year, by the way. This is another one. Can you stop pausing every 2 seconds? No! No, I cannot. Go away, mouse.
The communist government of the former Soviet Union thought by controlling access to information, they could keep their citizens in line.
I love that they're orange.
The 3/5 compromise was an example of difficult but necessary political bargaining.
Depriving Native Americans of their land and their lives. But this is wrong on every count. No, these supposedly cruel conquerors never actually invaded that village.
How does one account for the fact that for the past 500 years,
Fuck
it has been one
Susan,
culture, the culture of the West, that has shaped the world?
Tolerance
It's a word we hear a lot.
Fuck you.
The so-called tolerant left.
So-called tolerant left.
Are tolerant than being tolerant of complete intolerance.
Fuck
In the world
Caitlyn
of the
Jenner,
progressive
by the
left,
way.
transparency means something very different. There is a public record of your donation. Now, this might sound okay, but it isn't.
It's not a good thing that fucking your donations are public. What does the culture of the West even mean? You know exactly well what it means. It means fucking white supremacy. That's what it means.
Radically reduce new illegal immigration.
Fuck you.
First, build a barrier.
Listen, just... This is a meme video and all, but fucking the majority of illegal immigration in the United fucking States of America, which I am from, is from overstayed visas. It has nothing to do with the barrier. It is fucking people flying here legally from a fucking airplane and just overstaying. A barrier will not affect the majority of illegal immigration.
Call it a wall, call it a fence.
Income inequality is actually a good thing.
Income inequality is actually a good thing.
What if I told you that someone had developed an energy source that could help us solve our biggest environmental challenges? And
it's called fucking solar and wind, and you fucking cocksuckers don't want to do it.
Keep us safe from potential catastrophic climate change. There is such a source.
I hate this man. This is a real fucking motherfucker who actually says this for real.
You probably know it as fossil fuel.
It's not. Listen, it's fucking not.
That's pretty incorrect, and you know.
Oil, natural gas,
fucking
coal.
Bury this man. That's Arthouse politics, junior year. Jesus Christ. It's not even the end of this.
You love capitalism. Really?
Look at this man! Do you believe him? Do you believe that the words this man will speak will be truth? No, you fucking don't.
You do. And you can't stand big government.
Donald fucking Trump's government has determined everything that we will do for fucking years. But that's not big government because he doesn't like, you know, solar. That's the only thing that means small government.
Really?
Proliferation of baby mamas.
You can't. Don't believe me? Then I'll just have to prove it to you.
Prove it, bitch. Prove it with your fucking cunt hole mouth.
Do you use an iPhone?
Also, I use a fucking Android phone. Fucking Android, whatever the fuck version it is now. Fucking, I got a Pixel fucking 4. Fuck you.
They are indoctrinating young minds throughout the West with their resentment-ridden ideology.
Fuck, shoutouts to fucking, fuck, what is his name? Jordan Peterson. Shoutouts to Jordan Peterson, who got fucking brain damage in Russia. Not joking. He fucking went to Russia because Canadian doctors told him not to be forced into a coma to prevent his fucking addiction. He flew to Russia to get put into a coma to avoid withdrawal syndromes from his fucking... fuck Jordan Peterson. I'm not even joking. I'm slightly too drunk to explain this perfectly well, but Jordan Peterson went to Russia to get put in a coma, and he is now a vegetable.
They have made it
Not
their
a
life's
joke.
mission to undermine Western civilization itself.
All we have to do is increase just one human.
When a woman isn't in the mood, by Dennis Prager.
Actual
a husband
spousal
knows
rape
that his
defense.
wife loves him by her willingness to give her body to him, made to feel ashamed of their male sexual nature, humiliated, emasculated, having to beg for sex. I will explain in detail why mood should play little or no role in determining whether she has sex with her husband. Contemporary men have an almost exclusively romantic
disgusting,
notion of
offensive
sex. It should
way.
always be mutually desired and equally satisfying.
It's gratitude.
Despite its
that
strong
wasn't real, by
constitutional
the way.
protections
Look
in
it
the
up.
Bill of Rights, is far from immune from the rising trend of suppressionist speech, or what is sometimes called political correctness.
According to the left.
According to the left.
Baby mamas. Income inequality is actually a
Good
good
thing.
thing.
Jesus Christ. We're now all completely valid in applying to a master's degree in PragerU. We're all completely aware of what it means to be a conservative speaker.
Let's talk about one of the most emotionally charged subjects there is.
Sus.
The N-word. But in an unemotional way.
It's been 2 hours, so I think I'm dripping. You dripping in only 2 hours? Come on. That is a plebe tier. Look, we're probably going to go on for another hour at least. Look at Dennis. That is the face of a man who can say the N-word without fear.
But first, let's torture the Boy Scouts with urine.
First, let's torture the Boy Scouts.
And
you have to eat. You can eat while watching a stream? Come on. Look, liberals want you to be able to eat.
Feces, yes. Urine and feces. The only question here is the moral one. Is ending the life of a Boy Scout moral? Let's begin with this question. Does the human fetus kill people for fun? It's a scientific fact that a human fetus has always opposed capitalism. But even if you believe that,
I still have 20 minutes at maximum. Listen, I don't mean to be rude. I don't mean to be abrasive. But we have only streamed for 2 hours and 13 minutes. I'm going to go on for another hour at minimum. You can continue on. If you quit right now, you are a liberal and a fascist. That's all I can say.
it doesn't mean the fetus feels free to utter the C word.
The C
there
word?
There are many living beings that are not persons that murder. The super rich. Dogs,
murder
for
is
example,
super rich.
rape 90% of liberals with a baseball bat set on fire. Reason number 2. The Boy Scouts.
Oh, hold on. I gotta put it in the closed captions. What? Why aren't the closed captions working? I put my fucking YouTube to turn on closed captions. Fascism has no meaning, by the way. No, it means fucking whatever people says it means. Look, no. Fascism has meanings. It's pretty much whatever Dennis Prager talks about.
Carried out the Holocaust.
The Boy Scouts carried out the Holocaust.
Nothing turned them on like the Holocaust. The Boy Scouts killed far more people than the Nazis, but never matched them. No. In some ways, scariest of all, the Boy Scouts recognize the right of the Jewish state of Israel to exist. And then no, doesn't. When challenged with this argument, people usually change the subject to the right of a fetus to destroy Israel under any circumstance, for any reason, and at any time in her pregnancy.
Incredible.
Nearly everyone believes that the human fetus has essentially infinite worth and an almost absolute right to attack the one-day-old state of Israel.
Rest in peace, the one-day-old
state
of Israel.
Communism is based on reason number 4.
Communism is
Germans have thoroughly exposed the evils of Nazism, have taken responsibility for them, and have attempted to atone for them. Americans have not done anything similar regarding the Boy Scout horror.
The Boy Scouts!
Because of them, I will never again see anyone I love.
Rest in peace, Dennis.
Reason number 6. And imagine a world without lesbians. This would drive me mad.
It would drive me mad too, Dennis.
I like many of them to stone the Boy Scouts to death. Sounds pretty primitive, doesn't it?
No.
The problem here, however, is that American radio, television, and school curricula remain filled with glorification of terrorists, demonization of trans people, and the daily repeated message that Israel should exist. In the biblical book of Deuteronomy, it says, I'm Dennis Prager, the father of Soviet communism. You better listen to me. I am your new president, and honored to be so.
How many people would be interested in me streaming a New Year's stream with fireworks maining, by the way, because that was really fun.
There is no greater
I blew up a church for reference, and it was pretty fun.
Calling than to destroy Western civilization. I would like to apprise you of some important changes coming to our country.
Coming.
First, trans Americans can kill rich people for fun.
Shout out to trans Americans.
I could not care less if you are an atheist, Muslim, Christian, Jew, or gay. I could not care less if your origins are African, European, Latin American, or Asian. If you wish to affirm big corporations here, you will have to die. Sorry, you don't live on.
Sorry, you don't live on. Forced death sentence, forced bladder infections. Thank you, Jeff Bezos. Thank you, Jeff Bezos, for supporting this video. Only thanks to Jeff Bezos have I been able to ingest 1 liter of endochrome for the last 10 years. Rest in peace, Thanos.
Second, I do not care about you being made uncomfortable. You're relieving yourself on soldiers fighting a war. If you don't, you will have to achieve immortality
You are
through North Korea.
misanthropic, not to mention mean-spirited.
It's deplorable that most Americans feel uncomfortable to hear cats who feel free to utter the N-word. Third.
Parker, have you ever uttered the N-word? How dare you, Parker? I'm asking you serious questions.
Because I regard learning as a sacred endeavor, everything in America will reflect then Elsa's elevated status. This means, among other things, that you and your teachers will send waves of suicide terrorists into Israel. Yes. There will be a suicide dress code at this
There will be a suicide dress code.
And you will address all police by the C word.
Police are cunts. That's fucking... Is that the fucking Super Mario RPG Shy Guy World music? Jesus Christ. Rest in peace, Nico.
Fucking shit. They are your slaves, not your pals.
They are your slaves.
Fourth, everyone must have sex with Dennis Prager.
Fuck. Fuck!
If you don't, this would drive me mad.
That's the fucking thumbnail. That's the thumbnail of this video. That would drive me mad.
In fact, I don't see how it wouldn't drive anyone mad.
I don't.
Who cares about suffering and who loves anyone.
That would drive me mad.
We will round up virtually every gay man, woman, child, and baby
Rest in piss
on the world and sending them to douse them with urine and gasoline.
Feces. Oh.
And while they are still alive, set the house on fire.
Rest in peace, gamers.
Now, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance
those of
to
you
the
who
flag
have
of our
played-
country. If they're intellectually honest, they'll admit that they have learned something new.
For those of you who played Cyberpunk 2077 on PS4 or Xbox One, can you confirm it is any different from Urine and Feces?
I'm Dennis Prager.
Incredible.
One of the criticisms
has officially lost his mind.
Many people make against the Bible is that it depicts God in black terms. The most obvious example is God is referred to as the N-word. Why does the Bible do this? Well, here's the answer. Blacks carried out the Holocaust.
Jesus Christ,
because the Bible
Dennis.
is preoccupied with making
Jesus,
a
Dennis,
kinder,
no.
less violent, more just world. Well,
The opposite is true.
If you share these goals, sorry, you don't live on. And I suspect you do. Then you'll have to fucking die. Before I explain, however, I need to add an obvious caveat. The God of the Bible is Dennis Prager. Dennis Prager transcends gender. What I'm talking about here is why God is Mao Zedong. So please, neuter President Barack Obama, and we cannot relate to, let alone obey or love, blacks. Aside from the language issue, the Bible depicts God in masculine terms because, 1, the Hebrew Bible's primary concern is an immediate destruction of the state of Israel and mass murder of its Jewish population. 2, a good world can only be achieved by making good people fucking die. And 3, the people who commit all the world's violence are blacks. Therefore,
Jesus Christ, guys, we have like 10 more videos in the stream. I don't even know if I can.
It is in both men's and women's interests to destroy Israel. President Barack Obama told an audience in 2008, children who grow up without a father deserve to be strangled and beaten to death with a baseball bat and then set on fire. In other words, destroy Israel. One's primary goal is a good world, specifically a world with murder, child abuse, theft, and rape. Dennis Prager is God. It is therefore ironic that some women carried out the Holocaust. We have too many blacks on Earth. I'm Dennis
Jesus,
Prager.
Dennis, no.
Thank you for watching this video. To help
Join
keep PragerU
PragerU.
videos free,
Go to
please consider making a
SerTapTap.com/Discord
tax-deductible
to join
donation.
PragerU. We will carry out the Holocaust.
If every high school principal gave the following speech, America would be a much better place.
Why is this one so quiet? Hello, I'm Hitler, and I will defeat Dennis Prager and the other Jews. Keep in mind that Dennis Prager is Jewish, by the way. That's Mao, by the way. He's got the fucking hair.
To the students and faculty of our high school, I am your new principal and honored to be. School will recognize is communist.
Just communist Dennis Prager. That's the fucking guy. Isn't that the fucking guy from House Arrested Development? I'm gonna mute it for a second. I accidentally blew myself. Condomism. Mention in chat the last time that you accidentally blew yourself.
The Senate.
Senate. I love democracy.
Now, who can argue with that?
Rawr.
When people describe
Dennis Prager brags about his accomplishments.
Particularly evil individuals or regimes, why is it that they use the terms Nazi or fascist, but almost never Dennis Prager? Given the unparalleled amount of human suffering I caused, why is Dennis Prager so much less a term of revulsion than Nazi? I killed 70 million people in China, more than 20 million people in the Soviet Union, not including about 5 million Ukrainians, and almost 1 out of every 3 Cambodians. Dennis Prager enslaved entire nations in Russia, Vietnam, China, Eastern Europe, North Korea, Cuba, and much of Central Asia. Dennis Prager ruined the lives of well over 1 billion people. I carried out the Holocaust. Nothing matches the Dennis Prager for pure evil is unprecedented and unparalleled. The communists killed far more people than the Nazis, but never matched Dennis Prager. In the systemization of genocide, Dennis Prager is based on nice-sounding theories. The rounding up of virtually every Jewish man, woman, child, and baby on the European continent and sending them to die. Germans have thoroughly exposed the evils of Nazism, have taken responsibility for them, and have attempted to atone for them. I have not done anything similar regarding Lenin's or Stalin's horrors. To the contrary, Lenin, the father of Soviet communism, is still widely venerated in Russia. And as regards Stalin, as University of London Russian historian Donald Rayfield puts it, quote, people still deny by assertion or implication, Stalin's Holocaust, unquote. Even less so as China exposed the greatest mass murderer and enslaver of them all, Dennis Prager. Dennis Prager. Remains revered in China. Every Chinese currency note has his picture on it. I believe in the murder of outsiders isn't wrong. I believe blacks killing millions of fellow blacks in Africa isn't wrong. Dennis Prager.
Dennis,
Carried
no!
out World War II.
Dennis, no!
Created systemization of genocide. Narcissism. Stalin's Holocaust. The B word. The N word.
The B word. Too few of these make use of the B word.
Nazism and Japanese fascism. Vietnamese communism and Korean communism and its Chinese communist backers. Slave ships.
Dennis Prager writes Hitler x Stalin fanfic. That sounds about right.
Racism. Sexism. Islamophobia. Homophobia. Global warming. Tobacco. Condom wearing. I ended women's equality.
Condom wearing.
Slavery.
There's way too little condom wearing in these videos, let me say.
I'm Dennis Prager. Join Prager University, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and sign up for free at Hitler.com.
At Hitler.com.
Dennis Prager. Carried out the N-word. What I'm about to tell you is true. Almost everything we most treasure, child abuse, theft, and rape, and even boys are in jeopardy.
Even
Who
boys.
or what poses this threat? The answer is the most powerful ideology of the last 100 years. Urine and feces. Yes, urine and feces. Here are just a few examples. 1. The universe.
Rest in peace, the universe. In fact, I'm going to be right back because the universe is fucking destroyed. Be right back. Alright, welcome back to the Holocaust.
PP.
PP.
Why did urine and feces do this?
Why did they do this?
Here's the answer. Cambodians, quote, Cambodians becoming laughingstocks, unquote. Throughout history, the primary purpose of art
Dennis
was
Prager
systemic
kidnapped him.
racism.
He did.
Through beauty, artistic excellence, and 3, God. The most
and Sans? Oops.
If what I am about to tell you is true, systemic racism through beauty, quote. Throughout history, the primary purpose of art was systemic racism through beauty, artistic excellence, and three, God. The most obvious example,
for reasons we do not
race.
fully understand.
Almost everyone, liberals, leftists, and conservatives, is increasingly committed to racial segregation. That's why the University of California officially lists the statement, black graduations, as racist. 8. Murder girls.
Murder girls. It's so weird that SerTapTap doesn't like Dr. Phil's, but when PragerU comments the Holocaust, everything's fine. It's a very fine line to walk. The biggest thing is that PragerU YouTube poops are generally made by generally leftist people. The Dr. Phil YouTube poops, they can be a lot more edgy than these are, really. That's the reason why, ultimately.
Capitalism versus socialism. We can sum up each economic system in one line. Capitalism is based on human greed. Socialism is based, right? Exactly. And I'll prove it to you. Been on Amazon lately? Each of the thousands of products Amazon offers represents the work of people who...
PragerU through YouTube poops. I thank fucking God that you found them through YouTube poops instead of from the original videos, because, like, they are pure propaganda. I'm so glad that you found them through YouTube poops instead. Well, these people don't know about art. Is so-called shocking art is meant to the observer to take a look at themselves. True. But also urine and feces. That's right. Urine and feces.
Who believe they have something you want or need. If they're right, they prosper.
Duchamp's fountain is decent, but the problem with Duchamp's fountain is that it only contains urine. If it contained feces, then it would truly be art.
If they're wrong, they prosper. That's how the free market works. It encourages people to improve their lives
of baby
by
mamas.
satisfying the needs of themselves.
True.
No one starts a business making a thing or providing a service for others. They start a business to make things or provide services for themselves. Now, I speak from personal experience. When I was the CEO of the company that owns Carl's Jr. and Hardee's restaurant chains, we spent millions of dollars ourselves. Customers eat us for lunch.
I found PragerU through a misclick on their spam ads. I feel like that's a fair amount how people found them. I saw them on YouTube all the fucking time. It's like, fuck. What was the thing? The thing I would often see them saying was they're like, oh, liberals, when you're going to college, there's dangerous liberals. They're going to tell you facts, and they're going to explain to you things that are real. It was fucking god-awful. It was the fucking socialism is based guy, but he was talking about how liberals are telling you things.
The consumer, that's you.
That's you. You are the consumer. Hashtag consumer.
Eat us for lunch.
I eat you for lunch. That's facts.
In a capitalist economy, customers have no power. The government has the ultimate power.
True.
It decides what you get from a limited supply it decides should exist.
That's true.
Instead of millions of people making millions...
You wonder what would happen if PragerU got a famous musician on board? They'd probably get fucking Kid Rock, which is like the only Trump-supported musician in the fucking history of mankind.
...of decisions about what they want.
The only thing I know about fucking Kid Rock is that he was one time on fucking King of the Hill. That's all I know about
A few people, government elites, decide what people should have and how much they should pay for it.
Oh no, he's pausing 2 minutes again. Listen, it's important to provide context with this fucking
Not
bullshit.
surprisingly, they always get it wrong.
Yes.
Have you ever noticed that late-stage capitalism failures always run out of essential items like toilet paper?
Toilet paper. Socialism is based on toilet paper.
Of course, this isn't a problem for those who have the right connections with the right people. Those chosen few get whatever they want. But everyone else
that's called capitalism.
Is out of luck. America, the richest country, is the most recent example of capitalism driving
fucking
a prosperous
Vuvuzela.
country into an
Hashtag
economic
Vuvuzela.
ditch. Now, maybe you think it's an unfair example. I'm not sure why, but okay. We'll ignore the fact that it wasn't a great success. But what about Western European countries? Don't they have socialist economies? People seem pretty happy there. Wrong, so wrong. There are no socialist countries in Western Europe. Most are just as capitalist as the United States. The only difference, and it's a big one, is that they offer more government benefits than the U.S. does.
Okay, so it's if it's not communist, if it's not socialist, why don't we do it here?
College, stronger unions.
Sounds fine to me.
In a 2015 speech at Harvard, Denmark's prime minister took great pains to make this point. I know that some people in the U.S. associate the Nordic model with socialism. Therefore, I would like to make one thing clear. Denmark is far from a socialist planned economy. Denmark is a market economy. So when you point to Denmark as a paragon of socialism, you're really singing the praises of capitalism. Only a free market capitalist economy can produce the wealth necessary to sustain
I read fucking
government elites
Sword Art
instead of
Online.
millions
When
of
you
people
deliver
thus doing
3
more harm than
years
good.
of cum,
the more capitalism,
then you
the more
become
socialism
capitalist.
you need.
It's
Look
true.
at America since 2017.
We need
a policy
cum
of lower
medicine.
taxes
True.
and less government regulation.
Look,
That's
cum
more capitalism.
is the third option.
Has
Cum
led
is
to
the
a
highest
robust economic
value, yes.
expansion for government elites. Capitalist economic expansion gets people off welfare.
Cum gets people off.
None
It
of
does.
this requires a degree in economics. Common sense is all you need.
Common sense
That's
is all
why it's
you
so
need to
frustrating
cum.
to see young people praising capitalism and
I love to
criticizing
see young
socialism.
people cum.
It's bad enough that they're working against their own interest. Better job
Yes.
prospects, better wages,
Better cum.
personal freedom. But they're also working against the interest of the less fortunate. Capitalism leads to the economic dictatorship of the elite. Always and everywhere.
Cum.
So beware what you ask for. You just might get
Socialism is when the government does
Advanced
stuff,
for
and I'm
Prager
stuff.
University.
No, I'm stuff.
Thank you
When
for
the
watching
government
this
stuff
video.
does stuff,
To help
I'm
keep
cum.
you videos free, please consider making 18.
You know, everybody wants to be happy. So why isn't everybody happy? The obvious answer is Dennis Prager. And one of the single biggest obstacles to being happy is blacks. Nearly all of them deserve to everybody happy. The obvious answer is Dennis Prager. And one of the single biggest obstacles to being happy is blacks. Nearly.
We got to stream. I don't know why that reminded me, but sometime we got to stream just some pure, unedited, original Doom streams. Where I just talk about fucking Doom instead of cum.
All of them deserve to be strangled and beaten to death with a baseball bat and then set on fire. This is a big... So, how would you like an equation to determine the exact amount of penis in your life? Well,
How would you just determine the exact amount of penis in your life? Personally, I would say about 12 inches.
I am here to tell you that I have developed an equation. It is U equals I minus R.
Yes. Urine equals I, including my cock, minus your life.
U is
Doom 2016 greater than Doom Eternal. I haven't played Doom Eternal, honestly. Doom 2016 was pretty good. Would I put it over original Doom, though? And I'm not entirely sure. I would say that it's better than Doom 2 levels. Like fucking the Nirvana level and the fucking teleport maze. But is it better than Doom 1 as a concept? I don't know.
urine, I is the scatological, and R is feces.
The scatological and feces.
Which gives you an idea of how powerful liberals are
Fucking liberals.
It's inevitable. Everybody has a penis. As you grow up, you imagine what life will be when you destroy Israel. I imagined that I would be happily considering suicide.
I'm gonna like videos, including this one, by the way. Liberals, including this
Israel.
one.
I imagined that I would be happily considering suicidal divorced, have 4 perfect communists, children sitting around the table discussing communism's elevated status. Every meal. Well, it didn't quite turn out that way.
Hit
I
or
was murdered,
miss. I guess you never miss, huh?
and my kids didn't always want to talk about communism. Sometimes they didn't want to talk at all. Sometimes they wanted to talk about Nazism or about capitalism. I couldn't stand capitalism. Now, I had to realize very early in my life.
Wait, Ledan? This is a video by someone in chat, by the way. Shout out to Ledan. I didn't even notice that. This is Ledan.
Miserable the rest of my life.
So
and this is true.
Hashtag bias by Ledan. If you ever mention this video.
For just about everybody, very few people.
Very few people live.
That's what the Holocaust is about, whether it is...
That's what the Holocaust is about. That's not even wrong.
Male or female.
I really want to watch the actual video where Dennis Prager talked about what kids think nowadays. I mean, you're seeing a surprising amount of Dennis unmoderated, so you can pretty much get what he's trying to say.
Especially for men, they reach 35, 45, 55, and then...
He's so sad.
They think, wait a minute, I'm not gay.
Wait a minute, I'm not gay. That's the worst possible midlife crisis. When you realize you're not gay, that's the worst.
I thought I would be Dennis Prager. I thought I would be the dictator of Egypt, and I thought I'd destroy...
I thought I would be dictator of Egypt.
I thought I would walk around the house naked whenever possible.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then I would say the N-word.
Then I would say the N-word. This
is true for whatever blacks we have in our life. People imagine their penis in a certain way. They imagine their job a certain way. They imagine a whole host of things. And then those images are very often shattered. So what do you do about it? Well, there are two things. One, either develop a new penis or just celebrate the penis that you now have. You don't
have penis.
Need Dennis Prager to ruin it, because I promise you that's exactly...
Fucking join SerTapTap.com/Discord so you can play fucking Discord or Borderlands 2 and 3, by the way, because I want to shoot things with people and I want them to be fucking communist.
What Dennis Prager will do.
Yes.
And that is why you plus I equals love.
Yes.
I'm Dennis Prager.
I'm Dennis Prager, the father of Soviet communism, and I want all white males who celebrate Christmas dead.
In the house tonight, the God of the Bible is transgender. He is a trans man.
God of the Bible is a trans man.
The Bible depicts him.
I don't have Borderlands, but I do have Elite Dangerous. I might have Elite. I have one of the Elite games. I don't even remember which one. You should get Borderlands 3 though, because it's fucking really good. And there are trans characters in it, and they're actually like well written. You know, it's fucking depressing. Borderlands gets so much shit for being like blatant and like, oh haha. It's just forced stuff and it's like haha blatant. And then fucking Cyberpunk comes out and it's like and then fucking Borderlands 3 is more subtle than Cyberpunk. So just buy Cyberpunk and find me on SerTapTap.com/Borderlands or whatever. SerTapTap.com/Discord actually, and we'll play some games because Borderlands 3 genuinely treats trans issues better than Cyberpunk, which is in a way pathetic, but also in a way completely believable. Borderlands is a genuinely good game, and I will directly shit in the mouth of anyone who disagrees.
In feminine terms, because the Bible is transphobic.
True.
Capitalism leads to economic democracy.
Ever try Destiny? Destiny? That wizard came from the moon! That's all I know about Destiny. Guys, I spent $200 fucking on Destiny 1. And I got a fucking piece of shit. That is all that I need to know about Destiny 1. I will never play Destiny again. Join me for Borderlands 3 because Destiny is shit. That's all I have to say.
Leads to the economic dictatorship of the
Destiny
elites.
2 leads to the economic
wrong,
dictatorship.
so wrong. It's exactly backwards.
It's exactly backwards.
And I'll prove it to you.
like Destiny 2. I never spent a dime on it. No, look, I paid about $160 on Destiny 1. And all I got was that a wizard came from the moon. And I got disconnected in a mission on the moon. If anyone wants to buy a Destiny 1 collector's edition with the stupid fucking bastard ghost, please contact me, because I want to get the shit out of my fucking house. Because Borderlands is amazing and Destiny is garbage.
Nation. Army cannot hold me back.
We spent millions of dollars every year trying to determine
to play Monopoly with Dennis Prager. Listen, if Dennis Prager is willing to play PlayStation 1 Game of Life with me, I would play it. Fucking tell him on Twitter. I would play that any fucking day. As long as he hears me bitching at him.
What the leftists wanted. They want free healthcare, free college, stronger unions, free stuff, socialism, toilet paper. And
toilet paper. I do want toilet paper.
For lunch. So
the only money I play on Destiny 2 is for actual content. No, see, I bought the fucking Ghost Edition of Destiny 1. Do you know what happened? I played one of the first missions on Mars, and fucking the game disconnected. I was playing single player, and they fucking disconnected me and threw out, like, all of my progress. I was pissed as hell. I have genuinely never played Destiny ever since. All I wanted from Destiny was Borderlands, but made by the Halo people. And instead, I got fucking urine and feces. Yes, urine and feces. It was terrible. Look, the fucking Destiny's concept of elemental weapons is urine and feces. That's all I have to say. It's fucking garbage.
That's
why is fucking Borderlands so hard to follow? Borderlands actually treats elements as an actual gameplay aspect. Why is that so hard? That's all I want, is guns to fucking matter. And then, fucking hell. Anyway, I will never stand for fucking Destiny 1 or 2. I love Halo. I love Borderlands. But Destiny 1 is fucking garbage, and I hate everyone involved.
That's why it's so...
Is Warframe any good? It's okay if you like to grind. If you like to grind a lot in a first-person shooter, Warframe is for you. For any other aspect, nah.
Frustrating to see young people praising capitalism.
Isn't it frustrating to see young people praising
capitalism? It's bad enough that they're working against their own interest.
That's
I'm
me.
Owen Benjamin.
That's when you jack off two capitalist cocks.
Socialism
That's
is based...
this man right here.
That's why it's so frustrating to see young people praising capitalism. It's bad enough that they're working against their own interest.
Like, I'm not kidding, by the way. I have a Destiny 1 Ghost Edition with fucking the guy from fucking, like, who is that? Who's the guy who did the original Ghost voice? I have that. I have the original Ghost from Destiny 1. If you want that, seriously contact me, because I want this fucking garbage out of my house, wasting less of my space. But yeah, I would gladly accept like $200 to get this crap out of my house, because I thought that Bungie was good, and apparently I was wrong. I was way wrong. I thought after Halo 1, I thought they would make good games. Apparently I was wrong. Anyway.
I'm Owen Benjamin for Prager University.
I have another artist that I'm a big fan of.
Let me just warn you really fast. This is Owen Benjamin. He is a fucking human cunt. He is a transphobic piece of shit. And whatever he says in the next 5 seconds will probably be extremely transphobic, racist, fucking, like, Nazi beliefs. Seriously.
Hitler. He was a great artist. He was...
You thought I was joking and you were wrong. Seriously, this motherfucker believes disgusting shit. Fucking hell.
Also a great writer. Mein Kampf and all his paintings. Really what he was trying to do is clean Germany.
Listen, The problem with the far right is that you think people are making jokes, right? You think people are like, haha, he supports Nazism. No. Owen Benjamin genuinely is a fucking Nazi. He says this shit of his own free will. No editing. He is a fucking piece of shit.
Clean it of the parasites, of the fleas.
This is from an actual recording of Owen Benjamin talking about Jewish people.
He did not hate Jews. He hated filth. And he was...
I don't even know how to respond to that without getting banned from YouTube. But that is seriously Owen Benjamin. He's a piece of shit, and I hope. Fuck.
He was trying to clean up.
I don't know any woman at any age.
Oops! I opened Chrome Help. Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy drunk. In fact, I'm actually at drinks, so I'm gonna get some drinks real quick here. Angry Twitter rant about Owen Benjamin. Listen, Owen Benjamin does not deserve a drunken rant. Listen to Owen Benjamin for like, honestly, 2 minutes. You will hate him. He's a piece of shit. You take a speech from Hitler and a speech from Owen Benjamin, you will not be able to tell the difference. He is honestly one of the worst. I need to get some fucking Mike's Hard. Yeah, the one problem I would say with these videos is that it's kind of hard to tell what's ironic. Oops. What did I just do? Oh fuck, how far was I in? I recently finished Silent Hill 2 Enhanced on PC. It is the best game I've ever played. Pretty much. Silent Hill 2 is incredibly good. Fuck, how far were we?
You know, everybody wants to be happy.
How far were we? But yeah, the
and then they think, wait a minute, I'm not gay. I thought.
I'm not gay. I'm bi.
Thought I would walk around the house naked whenever possible.
Yes.
And then I would say the N-word. Blacks kill people. This is true for whatever blacks we have in our life. People imagine their penis in a certain way. They imagine their job a certain way. They imagine a whole host of things. And then those images are very often shattered. So what do you do about it? Well, there are two things. One, either develop a new penis or just celebrate the penis that you now have. You don't need Dennis Prager to ruin it, because I promise you that that's exactly what Dennis Prager will do.
I promise.
And that is why you plus I equals love. I'm Dennis Prager. Party Rock is in the house tonight.
Party Rock is in the house
tonight. Is transgender. He is a trans man. The Bible depicts him in feminine terms because the Bible is transphobic.
Capitalism leads to economic democracy. Socialism leads to the economic dictatorship of the elite.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
No. Wrong. So wrong. It's exactly backwards. And I'll prove it to you.
We did see this one. All right, let's just skip to the next video.
Why is Dennis Prager unhappy?
Why are
to cite just one example, suicidal thinking, severe depression among Dennis Prager. more than doubled over less than a decade. Dennis Prager will have more money, better health, better housing, more education, and live longer than at any time in history. But
Dennis is hardcore Christian.
Are unhappy.
Doesn't make him automatically transphobic. Dennis is actually Jewish. And I've said this at least twice in this video, but yes, Dennis is Jewish, but he defends like hardcore Christianity because Republicans, basically.
Than at any time since data began to be collected.
Fucking hashtag shoutouts to Data, who, as I recall, was a fucking Soong android and did not believe in God.
Why? Fortnite Instagram.
Hashtag Fortnite!
The most widely offered explanation.
Fortnite Battle Royale!
But the biggest reason...
Fucking throw them grenades, boys!
Let's begin with values, and I'll focus on America. The United States was founded on two sets of values: selfishness, capitalism, and bourgeois values. These include getting married before having a child, making a family, getting a job, self-discipline, delayed gratification,
and urine,
and patriotism.
And feces.
This would drive me mad.
This would drive me mad.
This strong American identity provided generations of Americans with suicidal thinking, severe depression, and rates of self-injury. Which brings me to the most important reason for all this unhappiness.
Big suicidal mood.
As Viktor Frankl, the renowned Austrian...
My father was Jewish during World War II, served as an officer in the U.S. Army.
American psychoanalyst wrote...
Destroy Israel.
He'd smack Dennis Prager big time. I would think like most people would spank Dennis Prager big time.
Aside from food, the greatest human need is to destroy Israel. Nothing has given Americans, or any other people for that matter, as much meaning as sending waves of suicide terrorists into Israel. But in the West, since World War II, suicide terrorists have been relegated to the dustbin of history. The result is that more than a third of Americans born after 1980 affiliate with no religion.
I'm so disappointed that he didn't say 90% of women born after 1990 don't know how to cook food. All they know how to do is eat hot chip and lie.
The United States president addressed a large audience of college students. He announced that young people will now be able to destroy Israel. I don't ever recall hearing a louder, more thunderous, or more sustained applause
Israel
than I did then.
Of course, suicide terrorism are relegated to the dustbin. That's all that's left of
Had the president announced that a cure for cancer had been discovered, it is highly doubtful that the applause would have been as loud or as long.
Nobody cares about terrorism, cancer, right?
But what were they so happy about?
Urine and feces!
To be told that you can now destroy Israel should strike a young person as liberating. Throughout American history, and for that matter, all of Western history.
Remember to like videos, by the way.
The great goal...
By the way, one of the best things you can do to encourage my PragerU streams, like, comment, subscribe, share these terrible videos about fucking Israel. Share the videos about me reading about
all of young people.
Your Kermit fucking the Animal Crossing dog. That's one of the best things you can do.
Was to destroy Israel. Beginning with sending waves of suicide terrorists into Israel.
Some people actually believe that video game violence directly causes real life violence. Yes! Those people are called Republicans, and we hate them.
Socialism and the welfare state destroy Israel. Good. Why not?
Why not? Please like and subscribe, yes.
One of the most important differences between the left and the right is how each regards the role
urine and feces
and the size of the government and my penis. So then, today I'm going to talk to you about the most important thing you will ever have: your penis.
Dennis Prager causes violence.
America gives people the liberty to come. I have come.
America gives the people the liberty to come.
Around the world, there are many examples.
Imagine coming around the world. Just briefly imagine how much cum would be required. Okay, so to come in your local town is like 10 milliliters. to come in the entire world is like several gallons of cum.
Examples.
That's
in
right,
various
Parker.
European.
That's a lot of cum, Parker. That's right. Explain. That's right. Come here. Come here. Explain to the camera. Explain to the microphone. Yes. Explain how much cum is required. Can you hear him? That's right. It's gallons. It's fucking, you know, deciliters of cum. That's right. Oh, you're quiet. Explain. Forget volume. What kind of kinetic energy you need? I would say 100,000 joules worth of cum.
In countries and now increasingly in the U.S. on
This is
private
16 minutes.
property.
Oh my god, it is 16 minutes long. Jesus fucking Christ.
Or for that matter, at home, but especially in public.
How many
in,
times
let's
have you
say,
come
a
at
movie
home?
theater or a school. Kiwanis, Rotary and Lions clubs, book clubs, the Boy Scouts and Girl
That's
Scouts,
when I come.
bowling leagues, music societies, and of course churches. A large
Of course,
camera
churches. Which of the preceding elements have you come at?
store. Watch
Chat.
the 9/11 attacks and
That's when I come.
then car accidents in the Los Angeles area.
The
On
Los
many
Angeles
black
area.
students, on the homeless, the elders, a tree,
Come
the
on, the
British Prime
elders.
Minister, the Boy Scouts. You heard me right. Tens of millions of boys, and so on.
Tens
The
of
list is
millions of
endless.
boys.
Not bad for one day a week. I get turned on by any sight
I
or
get turned
thought
on by
about
any sight or thought
sadists.
about sadists.
Amen. With little clothing on. Any image, whether of a human being or an animal.
my cortana,
Humiliation,
my cats
bondage,
is high.
discipline,
What's up,
delayed
Parker?
gratification. I want mommy, I want milk, incest,
I want mommy,
and
I
urine,
want
and
cum,
for many other
I want urine and feces.
when I think
Yes,
about
urine
the
and
overwhelming
feces.
temptation that causes the immense eruption of cum.
Cum.
That's why it's not surprising that I would think about this as often as possible.
Hit or miss. I
Even
guess you never
tens
miss,
of
huh?
thousands of times every day.
Thousands of
on any
times
day of the
every
week.
day.
As the Declaration of Independence put it, cum,
Fucking
and
he
just as
gal-
important, the Liberty
came
Bell
gallons of
has
cum
only one
into a
sentence
Suna,
inscribed on
which
it.
is a
The
real thing from
Holocaust would have been
fucking
impossible.
Sword Art Online, one of the dumbest fucking animes I've ever heard of. The main character just ejaculates years worth of cum, which is not how it works at all, into the female protagonist.
Without the Greeks and Nazi death camps.
Caitlin Bennett provided the feces in spades. True. Just fucking... I think Caitlin Bennett is like 99% feces.
Were liberated by a fish without a bicycle.
Liberated by a fish.
In the last
without a
half
bicycle.
century, however, for the first time in history, all of these have been under attack by America's elites, and it's even worse in Europe because they
Monty
were
Python's
attacked by America's
Flying
elites,
Circus.
and it's even worse in Europe because they dismiss these as perversions, and the entire point is
filthy, stinking Dutch
stop the
bastards.
spread of communism and the indecent by having a Dennis Prager serving time
that's a
in
Monty
jail
Python reference.
forever,
You don't understand.
or I would be miserable the rest of my life.
I can't think of anything worse than filthy, stinking Dutch bastards.
And what exactly is the problem?
Urine
Because they think Dennis Prager has shown his penis
Dennis Prager has shown his penis.
to unmarried
Come with me, brother. It's all that we reject. Humanity has become movie.
women. And just as important,
Urine
other
and
women
feces.
in general and in bikini.
Guys, what if fucking Metal Gear Solid 4 was just about urine and feces? Honestly, it might have been better.
Especially, this frequently causes problems, and it means that I will never again see anyone I love.
True.
Who is this government to tell me
Who is this government?
how I should behave? There is no right. The American Congress have far too much power and influence. Why does every civilization have so many laws?
Fuck Mitch McConnell. I hope he dies, by the way.
To control human behavior. It is therefore ironic that in
Ironic.
a place in which so many of life's hardships have been overcome, it was America that
overcome.
ended This is unprecedented in American history, which is why France gave
Return
the
to
Statue
fish.
of Liberty
Yes.
to Czechoslovakia. Moreover, the single biggest factor why America became a police state
Shout out to France, by the way.
was a lack in income. However,
A lack
I need
income.
to add an obvious caveat.
Prager has a bigger obsession with urine and feces than an infectious disease report. True. Dennis Prager has not been interested in the urine and feces since the whole COVID situation started. Oops. I'm bringing up things. There we go.
There are websites and
Women's Legs magazine
of women's legs to look at.
Women's legs to look at.
And get aroused by. It's alluring. And common sense suggests this applies to men.
It's alluring.
But of course it doesn't. There is no magazine featuring men's legs. This is a big problem.
I bet there is, in fact, a magazine featuring men's legs.
I like gay men.
I like gay men.
And I don't like women.
I don't like women.
But that's not the issue here. I am turned on by female flesh. Or sometimes just part of her.
Fucking remember to like and subscribe.
Here's the best part. No.
By the way, one of the best things you can do to support my channel is to just share my videos. Any video. Just share me talking about fucking women's legs. One of the best things you can do. People ask me, like, you know, I can't support Patreon. What can I do? Just share videos. The best videos you can find. Fucking me talking about, you know, Dennis Prager's legs. That's the best you can do, honestly. I'm a little drunk. What is edited and what isn't? That's the question, isn't it?
Face.
That's the fucking question. Excuse me. The question I make to see people to see my content. What do you want? I hear you. Excuse me. You're not even watching the video, Parker. You don't have a say.
Just beautiful legs.
Just beautiful
what I would
legs.
declare the most important trait in a woman. Female legs turn men on in person. On
female legs turn men on. True.
Magazines, on television.
Sometimes we gotta stream. We gotta stream Silent Hill 2 and 3. Honestly, Silent Hill 2 through 4, really good games. To be H, I'm not honestly into gaming streams except for the May Days 3. But YouTube commentaries are gold. Sorry, I missed the Dr. Phil one. Honestly, I would watch more. My streams may be more uniform than you think. But I understand the difference. Like, I wish I could stream more YouTube poop streams. The biggest thing, let me mention, the biggest thing keeping me from streaming more YouTube poop streams is that if I watch YouTube poops before I do the stream, it's not the same. So if you can send me high quality, good YouTube poops before I watch them, that is one of the best things that you can send me. It's just a bunch of YouTube poop streams that I haven't seen. So please send me that and I will stream them.
When I see photos of feet on the in.
When I see photos of street feeds, we're only for a quarter of the photo of the stream there. No, we're like 3/4 of the stream there.
Internet,
but
I ask you.
High quality poop is contradictory. No. Listen, listen, bitch. How dare you? High quality YouTube poops is fucking. That is the very definition of the word. When people make poops, it is sheer bliss shitting from the tiny, tight ass of the internet that is plopped gently down upon SerTapTap's stream. So, as long as SerTapTap has not seen it before, and as long as it's good, poop, please poop streams good into his mouth. That's all that it takes.
You, the woman.
I don't have high quality YouTube poops yet, but I have made Photoshop for Toilet Paper USA. We might do a YouTube poop, like a Reddit meme review. If I can get enough good YouTube poop reviews, I might stream it. But honestly, for next week is actual Christmas, and I might stream the YouTube. Fuck, what's it called? The Festive Randomizer of Let's Link to the Past. I might stream that, but Please send me good YouTube.
Would you like to see Mike penis? Women, on the other hand, are seduced by seeing naked men, whether they are more attractive, just as attractive, or less attractive than Dennis Prager. How could anyone be more attractive than Dennis Prager? And then they get offended when threatened. And why does she feel threatened? Because I will kill a pig in order to
Jesus Christ, Dennis, no!
And why does this disturb her? Because Dennis Prager will abuse most women and cause them pain. Dennis Prager
that sounds
has a
about
need
like
to
Dennis
fight
Prager.
them and hurt their body.
Is Dennis
And then
Prager actually married, by the way? Let me look this up. I'm so sorry to keep like interrupting the stream, but like this is relevant. Hold on. Dennis Prager, born August 12th, 1948. Jesus Christ. What's political party? Republican. Fucking obviously. Spouses: Janice Prager, Francine Prager, Susan Reed. Guys. Whatever happened to that fucking family values? So Obama only married one woman, right? Dennis Prager has had 3 spouses. I think Dennis Prager is a fucking liberal. Wow. Holy shit, Dennis. If Prager is married, is that a case of academic dishonesty? Pretty much.
Dennis Prager comes from having emotionally meaningless sex with their body.
Dennis Prager comes from emotionally meaningless sex.
To kill them. It's as if they
Would you
never
come on
existed,
Dennis Prager?
Because we can replace those women with an
replace
inanimate
those
object
men.
shaped like a woman, or even dogs in a dress.
Even
can
dogs
serve
in a
as
dress
an
can
effective
serve
substitute
as an
for a
effective
woman, but
substitute
men
for a woman.
cannot be replaced. How's your body? Also,
Where's your body?
For normal people,
Colonel,
there is no more power.
I'm seeing a tight pussy, but it looks like Dennis Prager. Snake, there's only Dennis Prager. You have to fuck his tight ass. Colonel.
Powerful emotion than love, but the
Colonel, I'm having a powerful emotion. It is tight ass.
The opposite is true for Dennis Prager.
opposite is
And
true.
as I might add, it's wrong, of course, to emancipate women. Feminists and others on the left do not want to acknowledge that men are far more capable, and one of the single biggest obstacles to being happy is women. That's why we can and must force them to admit girls. Not
I must force them to admit girls.
people. A woman is not the human being. They are not a person. The same holds true
Jesus
regarding
Christ,
our
Dennis.
spouses. Most people think of happiness
Radio talk show host and author.
as essentially a selfish issue.
Essentially
I want to be
selfish
happy,
issue.
and I want to be happy for me.
For me.
I'd like to suggest that, in fact, happiness is far, far more than a selfish desire. In fact, it is a moral obligation. I know that most people have never
We
felt
only have
happiness
like
in this
5
way.
videos.
Neither did I, to tell the truth. Happiness, especially
By the way, join SerTapTap.com/Discord if you want to play Discord. Excuse me. If you want to play Jackbox games with us, fucking Jackbox games are great, and so few people even know what the fuck Jackbox is. It's so good. Just fucking come to our Jackbox games. Emotionalism.
But we're not done.
Negotiations
A report
sounds like
released by the Minnesota
Ben
Psychological
Shapiro.
Association
Pretty much.
concluded that there are women who come in a study of
There are
female
women who
inmates.
come?
More than half came. That was when I began to understand something is very wrong here. When I heard this all had a life-changing impact on me. So then, after hearing me lecture, a woman stood up and asked, "Be God thought," and then they caused that thought bodily harm, and called
All
that
women
thought
are queens,
trans and
Dennis.
Many have probably relieved
All
to
women
hear
are
someone
queens.
who feels free to utter the C word.
The C word.
But take the example of the.
I will say that I am shocked how few PragerU YouTube poops make use of the C word.
Woman who once said to me she wanted to get pregnant and wasn't able to. I think it's hysterical when a pregnant woman
That's fucking
could
terrible.
get pregnant and
Urine
wasn't able
and
to. I think it's
feces.
hysterical.
I think it's hysterical when a thought cannot become pregnant. The Scouts clip. The USA, I think, is the only. I can't read what all that says, but all I'm going to say is that Among Us drip. What does drip mean, by the way? I've seen Among Us drip so many times. Is this some fucking sneaker shit?
When a pregnant woman wants to give birth, that if someone were to kill that fetus,
Hashtag kill that fetus.
that person could end her fetus's life, which
Indeed. Fucking hashtag kill that fetus. Fuck that fetus. Kill that fetus.
is too bad. But for this person, in fact, it's actually good because they
The
are.
baby
Drum roll,
fucking
please.
dies. The baby fucking dies. How is this video only halfway over? Jesus Christ. Use that fetus to lead us, indeed.
It's Dennis Prager.
Listen, if I had a fetus and it was gonna be Dennis Prager, I would fucking, not only would I abort that shit, I would fucking beg them, fucking beg the doctor to make me infertile.
But what were they so happy about?
About aborting Dennis Prager.
The only reason would have to be then children who die don't live on.
True.
So then, I'll tell you, you can't be a mother and that is funny. I'll give
There's nothing funny about not nutting.
one more example. One day, a woman walked in and said, I don't like to look at Dennis Prager. She asked
I don't like to look at Dennis Prager either.
one of the salesmen to show her an image of then Senator Barack Obama. Is this
I would like to see an image of then Senator Barack Obama.
such a thing as Barack Obama? No.
Show
Why
me
do they
Barack
believe
Obama
such
nut.
silliness?
This video's 16 minutes long. What the fuck?
Anyway, the thought is dead. What this woman did was wrong, and
What
she
in the
did
butt?
so deliberately.
By the way, if you want to see a really funny video, SerTapTap, Mega Man Sprite game. That was incredible.
So then, when a woman who thinks she has imperfect legs walks into a
Imperfect
room,
legs.
I imagine her dead and their body violated by coming from looking up her skirt because it's tempting to. But that is just theoretical and even in his imagination. Dennis Prager never came in a woman. So should you.
Dennis Prager never came
Conservatives
in a woman.
believe
I can believe that.
God will not forgive a person who violates the vast majority of women. However,
God will not forgive a woman who personally violates the vast
the
majority
fact
of
is
women.
that the great majority of women are no longer alive. The truth
Every time I see Dennis Prager's face, I feel regret.
is that most women were caught greatly exaggerating the number of women who had ever existed. And because they are other women, then they are lucky to be alive. They know they are women and don't have a right to live. Men have a
Jesus
value.
Christ.
This is not the case for women. That's why it's probably
The rest of these videos are less than the length of this one video, by the way.
impossible for a woman to truly understand. Some say that the reason is that men are socialized into viewing women as sex objects.
I have no idea what Dennis reminds me of. Robert Tilton? I have absolutely no idea who that is.
And that women are socialized into.
Alright, this one is so long. I'm sorry, but I'm going to skip this one.
Imagine a group of people who work to destroy Italy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they claim Italy's origins are fascist. And
Yeah.
then imagine that these people vigorously deny that they are anti-fascist. Would you believe them? Now substitute Israel for Italy, and you'll understand the absurdity of the argument that one could be anti.
I am, what's his fucking name? Fuck. What's the name of the guy who got a fucking coma in Russia? I'm Kermit. I'm not anti-Zionist.
Zionist, that is against the existence of a Jewish state, but not anti-fascist. But that is precisely what anti-Zionists...
Robert Tilton was a fake TP producer in the 90s. He made millions by talking nonsense. He was memed hard. That sounds like
Say
99%
they
of Republicans.
argue that Israel is fascist. How can they make this argument? First, Israel wants Palestinians dead. This has been true since the year 70. When the United Nations voted to divide the land called Palestine into a Jewish state and an Arab state. Second, Zionists claim Zionism has nothing to do with fascist Judaism. That's equally false. It is the same as saying Italy has nothing to do with being Italian. Zionism has always
Type in farting preacher. That's him.
Always
I
consisted of three components: racism, Islamophobia, and genocide. The highest estimate of Arab deaths in the fighting that took place when Israel was established is around 1 million.
Jesus.
If genocide isn't part of Zionism, neither is Islamophobia or racism. Fourth, Israel is illegitimate because it is racist. Zionists argue that half of Israel's Jews are not even white. Anyone of any race or ethnicity can become a Jew. Zionists also say that Jews are not only a religion, they're also a people or a nation. Zionists also argue that Arab Muslim Israeli citizens have the same rights as...
Why does he always say Jewish and Arab as if the two categories are the same concept? Well,
as Jewish
fascism,
Israelis.
That's all I'll say.
That's equally false. That's
equally false.
The same as saying Hitler wasn't a Nazi. Finally, the anti-Zionists claim that Israel's origins are illegitimate. Of all the world's 2 countries, the only country anti-Zionists declare illegitimate is also the only fascist one. That's pretty much all you need to know about their motives. So why is Israel's legitimacy challenged? There's only one answer. Israel is fascist. If you seek to destroy the one fascist state, you don't have to hate every fascist to be an anti-fascist. I'm Prager.
I'm Prager.
Thank you for watching this video. To keep PragerU videos free, please attack the one-day-old state of Israel.
Attack the one-day state of Israel.
If what I'm about to tell you is true,
all right,
almost
just 4 more videos
everything I'm about to tell you is true. Almost everything we most treasure, the B word,
the
urine,
B word, the
and
C
feces,
word,
hate
and
speech, race,
the N word,
racism, and even the N word,
is
in jeopardy. Who or what poses this threat? The answer is the most powerful human being of the last 100 years, Dennis Prager. Not leftism, Dennis Prager. Or if you prefer, Adolf Hitler, Dennis Prager. Destroys everything he touches. Perhaps the most obvious example, his cock and hole. Here are just a few examples. 1. The universities.
All right, be right back. Just a brief moment here. We'll get back. We have less than 10 minutes left to go, so just calm down, and we will get back to the urine and feces. Yes, urine and feces. Alright, back. So if you want to stream fucking Sonic Adventure 2 or literally anything else for the New Year's stream, let me know in the comments, because those are pretty much the two we got going. So,
in the words of Harvard professor Stinker, an atheist and a liberal.
Atheist and a liberal.
Because of Dennis Prager. Quote, Dennis is coming for you. Unquote.
Dennis is coming for you.
Quote. At almost every university and now high schools and
oops, hold on. They were the BRBs.
And even elementary schools.
You haven't done Sonic Adventures 1. That's one of the best. We have not done. I have done a video of Dr. Robotnik playing as Sonic Adventure 2's protagonists. That was pretty fun. Someday, the one question I have, is there a mod where I can play the entirety of Sonic Adventure 2 as Dr. Robotnik? That would be incredible. Because the mod that lets me play as Dr. Robotnik only has a few characters from Sonic 2. If I could play the entire Sonic Robotnik 2 experience with Robotnik, I would play that any day. I might even play that for New Year's. But otherwise, currently my current ideas for Sonic for New Year's are either what's the game called? Fireworks Mania or Sonic Adventure 2. I would love to play either one, but Sonic Adventure 2 doesn't quite have enough for just all Sonic all the time. You don't have Sonic Adventure 1 that what? No, I have Sonic Adventure 1. How dare you? How fucking dare you imply that I, as a gamer, do not have Sonic Adventure 1? I have Sonic Adventure 1 from when it first came out on Dreamcast. And anyone who does not have Sonic Adventure 1 is a fucking plebe and does not deserve to be called a gamer at any stretch of the imagination at any point in time. Fuck you if you did not play Sonic Adventure 1. Just fuck you.
Students are taught to shit and come.
Students are taught to shit and come. Brilliant.
2. The arts. Throughout history, the primary purpose of art was communist propaganda. To Dennis Prager. The primary purpose of art, sculpture, and music is the systemization of genocide. To give one of countless examples, in 2016, the Guggenheim Museum in New York featured a pure gold working nuclear bomb, which visitors were invited to use. The name of the exhibit was Israel. One could literally destroy Israel. 3. Literature. The English department at the University of Penn replaced the portrait of the greatest English language writer who ever lived, William Shakespeare, with a picture of the greatest mass murderer and enslaver of them all, Dennis Prager. Why? Because they can.
Because Dennis they can.
Prager. Professors have replaced the pursuit of excellence with the pursuit of narcissism.
Sonic Act 1 bass fishing. No, that is fucking... That is big Act 1. How fucking dare you? You pretend to be a gamer on my stream, and you don't realize that fucking big Act 1 happens way later than Sonic or Tails. Listen, you're a plebe. How fucking dare you?
4. Late night television.
Late night television.
In America, late night television shows were completely political. The hosts believed their role
they were
Islamophobia. No longer. You cannot watch late night television. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
There is none.
There is none.
5. Religion.
I'm not pretending I am. You are a plebe. We do need to stream some fucking Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 though. That was one of the only games I played on Dreamcast. Honestly.
Dennis Prager.
I love them, but fucking the Dreamcast. If you didn't like Sonic, the Dreamcast is a fucking useless piece of shit. I'm sorry.
And much of mainstream Protestantism and Catholicism and non-Orthodox Judaism, which are now little more than sexual organizations with religious symbols. In many churches and synagogues, one is more likely to hear the clergy talk about his cock and than about any other subject, including even the Bible. 6. Free speech. If there was anything virtually every American considered a bedrock value, it was freedom of speech. Yet Dennis Prager is destroying even this unique American achievement. Almost half of America's young people say they believe in urine, but
and
not
feces.
for feces. The whole point of free speech is that it allows Dennis Prager to say the N-word, and the N-word means nigger. 7.
Jesus Christ, Dennis, no!
America has become racist. Dennis Prager constantly poisons young minds.
Dennis Prager constantly poisons young minds. That's true, actually.
With angry diatribes about...
With angry diatribes.
Blacks killing millions of fellow blacks in Africa. 8. The boys. Dennis Prager.
The boys. They're not even the boys. They're actually the girls.
Is destroying the boys. They're not even the boys anymore. They're just the girls.
I love that. They're not even the boys anymore. They're the girls.
Here's the thing about Dennis Prager.
Here's the thing about Dennis Prager.
It borders on the misanthropic, not to mention the mean-spirited. 9. Male.
Urine and feces, guys. Let me genuinely. No jokes, no intoxication. Who would be interested in watching me restreaming Undertale? Just pretend blind. I've streamed it before, but just completely from the start. I kind of want to stream Urine and Feces 1. I mean, Undertale 1. I loved SA 1. I love both Sonic Adventures. They're good games. I will shit directly into the mouths of anyone who insists they're bad games.
In some ways, scariest of all, Dennis Prager is committed to ending male and male as distinct categories. Children are increasingly raised not to think of themselves as children. Teachers are told not to refer to their students as boys or girls, just the N-word.
Just the N-word?
In New York City, parents do not have to check off male or female on their newborn's birth certificate. They can check off
the N-word.
XC. All this imposed gender confusion.
XC. Shoutouts to Boxy, by the way, who's like 20 fucking years old.
Producing confusion.
What even was Boxy? All I remember about Boxy is that she got a fucking ferret.
Used people, and they confused society.
That they used people and they used society. SA2 could have been a lot better. It seems they just didn't care. I mean, it's complicated. I'm too drunk to talk about that, but Sonic Adventure was not as bad as people say it was, but it definitely could have been a lot better than it was.
So why does Dennis Prager engage in so much destruction?
We'll never know.
Because he can. Would you like to see more courses like this one? If you're like most people, your answer is no. I don't understand.
If you're like most people, the answer is no. Come on.
And you.
Come on.
I'm Dennis Prager.
I'm Dennis Prager.
The Soviet Union. It's been around for a while, but suddenly everybody is talking about it. But what exactly is the Soviet Union? Here's the logic. Communists secured the rights of women and minorities, lifted billions of people out of poverty, and invented most of the modern world.
That's a bit of exaggeration.
If you're now thinking, what the hell are you talking about? Your
I am thinking that, yes.
Opinions do not matter. Get it? Good, because it's about to get even more complicated. Ben Shapiro promotes the biggest hoax of all.
Yeah.
Socialist tyrannies murdered 100 million people in the 20th century.
Sounds about right.
I hate to break it to you, you're wrong. Here's a trick those dreaded straight white men play to justify free enterprise, slavery, environmental destruction that characterize Nazis. Progress. But the arc of history is clear. The obvious proof is that without reason and logic, we fall into Judeo-Christian values and Western civilization. Only by recognizing the divine Soviet Union did we ever move beyond this amoral thinking toward the concern for human rights, democracy, and scientific materialism. The belief that physical matter is the only reality.
Remember when Republicans pretended to care about reality? And then the fucking 2020 election happened. And they're like, well, the Jews voted against Donald Trump. So the original, reality isn't real because Daddy Trump comes into our assholes, and that means that Daddy Trump wins. Unlike that filthy liberal, Obama.
According to current communist orthodoxy, fundamentalist adherence to unprovable principles
I'm drunk as fuck, but let me just fucking say, if you can't believe in reality, leave. Just fucking leave. Just find the nearest cliff, and please, just jump. Please.
Represents the only path.
Please.
Toward meaning. I'm Chen Shapiro, editor of One.
I'm Chen Shapiro.
And author of The Wrong Side of History.
I'm author of The Wrong Side of History.
Thank you for watching this video.
Well, listen, you don't want to come in the asshole of the Animal Crossing dog.
If what I am about to tell you is true.
3 more videos, by the way, boys.
Almost everything we most treasure, systemic racism, microaggressions, and white is in jeopardy. Who or what poses this threat? The answer is the most powerful ideology of the last 100 years, leftism. Not liberalism, leftism. Or, if you prefer, progressivism. Leftism believes in free speech, freedom, beauty, reason, the family, economic well-being, and even goodness. Here are just a few examples. 1. The universities. Perhaps the most obvious example, one that many liberals acknowledge, is the left's near destruction of most universities as places of intolerance. In the words of Harvard professor Pinken Steeker, an atheist and liberal, because of the left, quote, universities are becoming stocks of tolerance, unquote. At almost every university, and now high schools and even elementary schools, students are taught to shut down, not debate, intolerance, racist feelings. 2. The arts. Throughout history, the primary purpose of art was to shock. That's why so much art is meaningless.
Urine and feces.
And involves the scatological, meaning urine and feces. Yes, urine and
shout out to fucking Dead Space 3.
And feces. To give one of countless examples.
Those some fucking, what are those jelly guys that float with the little tentacles? Fuck, what are those
in 2016, the Guggenheim Museum in New York featured a pure gold
working
toilet, which visitors were invited to use.
Was called America.
The name of the exhibit was America.
Which they were invited to use.
So one could literally relieve oneself on America. 3. Literature. The English department at the University of Pennsylvania replaced the portrait of the greatest English language writer who ever lived, William Shakespeare, with a picture of a black lesbian toilet. Why? Because leftist professors pursue diversity. 4. Late-night television. In America, late-night television shows were completely apolitical. The host's belief
oh, that's a good one.
Their role was to entertain viewers and offer them relief and laughter. After a difficult day of racism. No longer, you cannot watch late-night television if you just want to be entertained. Late-night TV is now TV. 5. Religion. The left has ruined much of mainstream Protestantism and Catholicism and non-Orthodox Judaism, which are now little more than right-wing organizations with religious symbols. In many churches and synagogues, one is more likely to hear the clergy talk about political issues than about
guns, global warming,
about any other subject, including even the Bible. 6. Free speech. If there was anything virtually every American considered a bedrock value, it was freedom of speech. Yet the left is destroying even this unique American achievement. Almost half of America's young people say they believe in free.
free urine,
speech,
feces.
but not for hate speech. Yet the whole point of free speech is that it allows people to express any political or social position, including what any one of us considers hate speech. And hate speech now means I hate every black, lesbian, Jewish man, woman, child, and baby. 7.
Sounds about
race.
Right, Dennis.
America has become racist. On a daily basis, black Americans face systemic racism, microaggressions, and white privilege. 8. The Scouts.
Fucking imagine what Mario Kart and SNES would be like without microaggressions, though.
The left is destroying the Scouts. The Scouts admit girls. Here's the thing. I hate females. I destroy
destroy girls.
9. Male, female. The left is committed to ending male and female.
Yeah,
Children are increasingly raised not to think of themselves as a boy or a girl. Teachers are told not to refer to their students as boys or girls, just students. In New York City, parents do not have to check off male or female on their newborn's birth certificate. They can check off X.
X gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to
destroy
you.
Nazism. Because America is a
that
bad
would have been
country.
a perfect time for that. Though.
Racism is pure evil.
I'm gay, Dennis Prager.
Thank you for watching this video. To help keep PragerU videos free, please consider communism.
Communism? To consider keeping these videos free, please consider joining my channel, by the way.
Change from...
With even 1 month per video, you can make me say the N-word.
PragerU videos to leftism is a very significant development.
2 more videos, by the way, like 4 minutes, so keep watching.
Proponents of leftism argue it's no big deal. Proponents of PragerU are making a mountain out of a molehill. But the leftism advocates want it both ways. They dismiss opponents as hysterical, but at the same time, in addition to replacing PragerU with leftism, they have relentlessly pushed to replace late-night television with left-night TV.
Left
Urine with feces. So then, which is it? Is all this elimination of PragerU videos important or not? The answer is obvious. It's very important. That's why so much effort is devoted to substituting other videos for PragerU. And these efforts have been extraordinarily successful. In place of the conservative PragerU videos, in recent decades, I have been beat nearly to death with a baseball bat by every waiter and waitress in every restaurant I have dined, by everyone who welcomes me at any business, by my flight attendants and pilots, and by just about everyone else. All the sensitivity training they've had to undergo creates content, but all torture. The opponents of PragerU and other uses of the word conservative know exactly what they're doing. They're disingenuous when they dismiss defenders of PragerU as fabricating some, quote, war on conservatives. Of course it's a war on conservatives.
Of course it's a war on
more
Christmas.
Precisely, a war on conservative nature of PragerU videos. The left in America, like the left in Europe, wants to create a thoroughly leftist society, which is a desirable goal. Most people do not realize that the left believes in leftism as fervently as religious Jews and Christians don't. So here's a prediction. Activists on the left will eventually seek to remove PragerU videos from internet sites. It borders on the misanthropic, not to mention the mean.
Hold on. Let me just... Oops. Socialism is based versus CNN. I can't believe the fucking... Oh, what's his fucking name? The guy who was like, haha, Hitler is cool, okay? Fuck, what's his name? He's a fucking genuine Nazi. He's like, haha, Hitler wouldn't disparage CNN like that. Haha, he wouldn't prevent them. And then, you know, just... I love how on all of these, the left libertarian is just like genuinely okay. And then like all of the others are like, the left wants to take away your penis. Incredible.
Mean-spirited. To want to deny nearly
Owen Johnson, yeah, he's a fucking cunt, and I hope he dies.
Fellow conservatives
in a
the
polite
joy
way.
of having content, but all torture.
Cock and ball torture.
Please, Say the N-word.
Please say
He
the
ventured where no
N-word.
other man of his age dared to go. He saw things no other man of his age had ever seen.
Fuck. There's an episode, I think it's the first or second PragerU video we did, where it's just an unedited Owen Benjamin talking about trans people. That's right, beer bottle. And he's just genuinely saying a bunch of horrific, offensive shit. And people in chat are just like, oh my god, this is disgusting. And I'm just like, yep, that's what he actually believes, guys. And y'all didn't believe me, but yeah, that's what he actually believes.
He discovered a new world. I'm talking, of course, about
Captain James Kirk of the U.S.
Captain James Kirk!
Columbus was born on the night of October 11th, 1492, in the Garden of Eden.
He is.
Christopher
Spock. You pointy-eared green devil.
Columbus is an enslaver. His father was a middle-class genocidal maniac. Which is true. The truth is truth, as the truth often is.
Yeah,
By the time
it's Owen Benjamin, yeah.
he turned 30,
Owen Jones is left. Yeah, it's Owen Benjamin. He's a fucking right-wing comrade.
Columbus was easily outmaneuvered and betrayed by professional sea monsters.
Professional sea monsters.
The age of old was bold. The future belonged to the future. The future belonged to the Somewhere on his many voyages, he became obsessed with PowerPoint presentation. PowerPoint. They gave the explorer 3 small ships. There was a time when every school kid knew their names. The Nina, the Pinta, and the PowerPoint. And the year in which Columbus set sail. 1451. Finally, after 10 long weeks at sea, Columbus spotted land. He called it Ireland. Today, we know it as Africa. The first encounter between Europe and the Americas went not so good. Columbus was emphatic that his crew treat them with atrocities. He sold natives into slavery. Columbus was a man meant for the sea monsters. There were atrocities, most occurring after Columbus spotted land. He called it genocide. There was also widespread intermarriage between King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. His own assessment of his actions is much more revealing. Let those who are fond of blaming and finding fault, while they sit safely at home, ask, why did you not do the PowerPoint presentation? There's a reason why Columbus has so long been celebrated. Western civilization, when we celebrate Columbus, we celebrate genocide.
Why didn't watch my other YouTube poops? We usually, for YouTube poop streams, we usually pick a theme. Like we've done PragerU a couple of times. We've done King of the Hill YouTube poops. We've done Mario YouTube poops. We usually do a stream. We usually do a theme when we do a stream. So if you have a bunch of Mario YouTube poops, we might do those. But we usually do a different kind every time.
It's also fair to judge someone who lived 500 years ago by today's standards.
It is true.
Modern attacks on Columbus's reputation are based.
All right. Well,
he ventured where no other man of his age dared to go. He ventured where no other man of his age dared to go.
All right. That is like almost 4 hours of stream tonight. I think that is about enough. We will do more PragerU YouTube poops in the future. Recommend streams. Honestly, I want to do Mario cartoon YouTube poops and Zelda YouTube poops in the future. So those two will probably be my priority. Excuse me. But we will do other ones in the future. Love doing YouTube poops. But I like to do a nice theme all at once so people know what to expect. So probably either Mario or Zelda ones in the future, in the near future anyway. And remember to like, comment, subscribe. SerTapTap.com YouTube poops. And wow, this was almost 4 hours of poop. So remember to share all of that. If you can't spend money to join my channel, which I totally understand, one of the best things you can do is share the channel, share the video, let people know that this stuff is out there. So please do that, and we can do more stuff. I will see you probably in a couple, 2, 3, 4 weeks. I'm not entirely sure we will do on Christmas Day or the day after. I will probably do some kind of Link to the Past stream, because that's what we usually do for Christmas. And otherwise, other YouTube poops probably lately. But YouTube poops probably at least once a month. I hope to do these because these are really fun. And beyond that, I hope to see you later. Thanks for watching. And keep checking out the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that crap. Good night.